Ho, how's it going, everybody? We are Ready Game Fire, and welcome to episode 51
Don't scrunch your face,
of the RGF podcast.
Awful, right?
This is episode 51 of the Ready Game Fire podcast, Merry Game Fire 4, Generations. Will it be as good as Rocky 4?
If he dies, he dies.
That's the Christmas spirit. My name is Chris Fox. With me today are... Oh, the weather outside is frightful. And we're stuck in here with Michael.
Ooh.
With fanboys and ready to go. Your opinion of him will grow.
Yeah.
Please welcome Mr. Power to the show, to the show, to the show. It's Mike Power, everybody!
Save the last humans.
That's obviously from the hit PlayStation 4 title.
Resogun!
Next, it's James McNerney. And what has he done? Another generation over, and a new one just begun. And it's James McNerney. He brings you the fun. He'll stop his great feature and won't contribute another one. It's James McNerney, everybody! Woo! Is it good to be back in the on the Christmas podcast?
It's always good to be here. It's always a pleasure.
I'm happy to have you here, Mac, because
Thank
the
you very much.
the Christmas podcasts are my favourite ones because of the special crackers,
Ooh.
the food that you can hear.
Not the one surrounding the mic, no.
Next up,
Oh, exciting.
last Christmas, this guy wasn't here, and the very next day, we received complaints. This year, to save you from tears, Stephen Edwards is back on the podcast. It's Steve Edwards, everybody.
Nicely done. Yeah, right.
We dropped you for Mince Kai.
Mince Kai, nice.
Minced Kai.
Nice.
Wow.
Who's with us today as well?
Hi,
Hello,
Kai.
Yeah, Kai's still in the room and silent, apparently. No, Kai, bless him. He's very ill. Get well soon, Kai. Stop eating hash brown sandwiches.
Yeah.
But yeah, Steve, you went on the podcast last year. No. But I'm glad that you remember which ones you've been on. But no, this is...
Several.
You're a Merry Game Fire regular, a Ready Game Fire original, and a bloody great bloke.
Yeah.
But I just got a text from Dan Afflis, who was one of the original Ready Game Fire guys, as well as Wingus and Dingus.
Yeah, boy.
But we did a wrestling podcast the other night. So if you like wrestling, go and check that out. Ready Slam Fire. You'll find it on the...
I thought I liked wrestling, but I have no idea what's going on.
You'll
But it's great, but I don't know what's happening.
Ready Slam Fire on YouTube, and it's on the iTunes RSS feed. And lastly, but not leastly, in the room... Stuart Fenn, okay? He's fairly tall, he gives it his all, and I beat him at Street Fighter the other day. Hey!
It's not true.
Oh, fucking...
None of that is true.
He's
He's not
tall.
okay.
I'm of average height.
Yeah.
I'm a twat.
Yeah, it is true.
Which part?
I smeared your face into the mat so many times at Street Fighter the other day, it was embarrassing.
It's not.
So much so that you brought up the story of losing 99 matches to Nick Deering at Street Fighter 4 in a row, which later turned out to be Virtua Fighter 5, so not even the right game. And then you said, and then I beat him. He didn't beat me 100 times in a row. Yay!
And he passed
So
out
why
from
would you build
boredom.
that up? Because the whole theme of the evening was already that of a defeat for Stuart.
It's a good point. You know, I mean, I think I just brought it up.
No,
As
but
a,
you were quite
as
rusty,
a
weren't
funny, a funny lie.
you? It's a good song. Good song, though, wasn't it? Good song, though.
Yeah, he did
wasn't
well.
it?
He did
Stuart
well.
Fenn's okay.
So it's Christmas.
And what has Mac done? What was the rhyme again? Yeah, I mean, all those songs are, of course, available on Merry Game Fire Christmas Hits. That's not available in the shops. Before we go any further, you may have noticed that we deliver podcasts whenever we can, but we need your help to get noticed. Please, if you listen to us on iTunes, rate, review, and subscribe. It helps us enormously, improves the algorithm, etc. So please do that if you don't already. If you don't use iTunes, you can find every episode on YouTube, and we appreciate your likes, comments, and subscriptions over there as well. Thank you very much. Have you played Pickle? Well, as
Piggle.
well. Pickle 2.
Play some Piggle. No, I haven't played a Piggle.
Um,
Damn Piggle. Piggle 2 is now on PS4 yet because it's on the old Xbone.
How long is it going to take to go from
Yeah.
Crossbone to...
It's not even out on. It's not on iPhone. It's nowhere. It's just Xbone. It's not even on 360.
You know what though? It's just more Peggle. And much as I like Peggle,
Ooh, Steve.
I'm
comments.
not gonna buy it.
You tight-fisted...
Yeah.
Christmas
What
tree.
is it like? £4.99?
It's £10.
£7.
£10.
Oh, that's quite.
Or is it £12?
Why don't you go festive yourself?
I probably will. I probably will.
He has already.
You talk enough bullshit
Yeah,
on
I
this
can't
show,
wait. But
haven't
it's surprising how it's completely locked down to Xbox One. Like it's not mobile. It's
But
not-
and there's no idea of when it will go
No.
multi-platform. Stuart, by the way, was just looking back and forth between the mince pies and the chocolate logs,
He's torn.
like Mr. Burns does when he's shopping for ketchup or catsup.
I've had a chocolate log already.
Yeah.
So I took a mince pie.
Anyway, it's Merry Game Fire 4.
Merry Game Fire.
Who wants to do a cracker with
Crack
me?
it, I'll crack it out.
Have we tweeted pictures of these before
yeah,
they get destroyed
I got
again?
a nice one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a Christmas dinner on Saturday and no crackers. No one bought a cracker.
Why don't you make these Merry Game Fire Christmas crackers that we do every year? Why don't you make
They
these?
look like a lot of work.
Yeah, they are. It's Mike and Stu.
Go.
Oh,
Yeah.
Blanca wins.
Oh, that's a foreshadowing. A Kinder chocolate with cereals. With cereals?
Nice.
What was it?
Oh.
Immediately to the food.
Oh,
Already opening the
sorry, there's
food.
a
Did you
joke.
know? Did you know that?
Joke, yeah, joke. What's a Street Fighter's favourite dessert?
I don't know, Mike. What is a Street Fighter's favourite dessert?
Apple pie.
Apple pie.
Oh, apple pie. Well, if you call him Abel, then it doesn't make any sense.
I've always
I
called
still
him
don't
Abel.
get
Yeah, Abel. The character called it
Like,
Apple.
and
Still
it's,
works. Apple pie.
Apple pie.
Why don't you get McDonald's?
Oh.
McDonald's are homemade. That's a great joke. Thank you, Mike. Great joke.
I wrote it myself.
Oh god.
Do you want to put a cracker with me, Mac, or what?
Go on in.
Maca cracker.
Boom!
Oh.
Nice.
What's he got? Food.
I always lose
Straight
at
to
fucking
food.
Christmas crackers.
Oh, Chris Fellows a boss.
Here's a moment.
Here we go. Look at Steve.
What is the Hellghast's favourite lunch? Calzones.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
A killzone.
A calzone.
Calzone.
Calzone. That's
Yeah,
good.
Calzone.
Calzone, I don't know.
No, but that makes
Calpole.
He's not.
I don't know.
What's
Mac.
the Helgar's favourite
Well, it's
medicine?
spelled zones, so yeah. It should have been calzone, E
Yeah, but-
with a little hyphen over it.
I don't know, Mac. What is a Hellgast's favourite lunch? Killzone.
They love the kill stuff in the
Calzone. Come on, Steve. Crack
Oh,
it. Oh, I won your crest. There you
Oh
go.
no.
You can have it all.
Why did Dante not cut onions? These are written terribly.
Because he devil made.
Because he was afraid the devils may cry.
That's the
got
name of the
that right.
game.
That's the name of the
I'd
game.
have funked it.
Oh. Stuart Fenn.
Let's do it.
Do you want to break bread with me?
Do this. You can't grab that, you fucking cheat. Look at this fucking
That's
cheat right
bad,
here. Look
eh?
at his fingers on that.
Full hand.
All
Full
right.
hand.
All right, fine. I forfeit.
Mike does that as well. I've noticed.
What?
But I always lose.
You beat me.
I always lose.
Come on, Chris,
Fucking
rematch.
Timothy, mate.
Get your big
Got a chance
sausage
to win
fingers
one.
round it.
Hold on, let Stuart do his one first, mate.
Why are Hylians so afraid of Teletubbies?
I don't know, Stuart. Why? Tell us why.
Because they heard one of them was a Poe.
It doesn't make any sense.
I
That's
don't,
a good one.
I don't understand any of it.
Alex Traffas is loving that one. Wherever he is, he got all the big pose.
I know what a Teletubby is, but
Yeah.
the rest of it is a bit of a
There's a
mystery.
Teletubby called Poe, and in Zelda, Poe's a ghost that go around
Doing
Hyrule.
jokes about Zelda that, you know,
Yeah.
aren't wishes.
Those are good.
Are they like magic
Like
stuff?
one of snowman.
Yeah.
Speaking of wrestling,
Okay.
what did the WWF wrestler say to the video game controller? Are you ready to rumble pack? Oh, how about that Naked Gun reboot with Ed Helms?
Unbelievable.
Whoa, who's Ed
What's
Helms?
the point?
He's from The Office and Hangover.
I mean, if you had to
say
choose
that-
someone, he's not a bad choice.
Did
But
you say
why are they
that-
doing this? What are they
did you
doing?
say
Why?
Naked Gun
Why?
remake?
Why?
Can't hear you, fam.
Did you did you say did you
Bloopers.
did you say a Naked Gun remake?
Yes, I did, Stuart.
Well, that's pointless, Chris. Why
Do they not know he's dead?
Why are they doing that?
Hey, I didn't greenlight it.
I'm
Greenlit
glad.
it.
And I certainly didn't fast track it either.
I just don't see the point of that.
So yeah, we've done our Christmas crackers. We've done our eating.
Somewhere.
But what's the most important thing about Christmas, everybody? Family,
Fires.
love,
Time off work.
Fire.
time of work. All good.
Just
The
fire.
real answer is presents.
Presents.
What's What's that I can hear?
Jingle, 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 jingle,
Oh gosh.
Jingle,
jingle,
jingle.
jingle, jingle,
Weird old man. outside the
jingle,
door keeps saying
jingle.
jingle.
You know, I didn't make it in the sound effects business.
I imagine you just use a sound effect at
Strange.
that point.
You're just like that. Isn't he just like that guy from Police Academy?
Absolutely.
Not that one.
Onga, onga.
Well, I didn't hear anybody laughing. Did you?
Oh, you lost your
Oh,
hat.
my hat keeps falling off.
Should I get the sack now?
Yeah, Mike, go and get Santa's sack.
Sack boy
not-
over there.
It's a bin bag.
It's not a bin bag.
Santa's refuge
Not a bin
sack.
bag. Right.
Ooh.
So I'm reaching into the sack for the first present. It's a Marks and Spencer's bag.
Has it got a name on it?
It's for your.
Good banter, Mike.
It's for Mike. Oh.
Oh,
Oh, you first.
it's for Mark. Who's Spencer?
It's. It's
This
a
is just,
lemon lime.
this is just like,
It's-
and for you, Mike, Mr. Sweet Tooth.
It's a black ice, little trees, deodorizer.
Oh, Christmas.
Wow.
For your
And-
And,
for your automobile.
Wow.
oh, this is pretty good.
What is it?
Caramelized macadamia nuts.
I bet they're delicious.
nice.
Here's
That's
that
pretty nice.
macadamia nut.
Fantastic
Nope.
Christmas present.
Did you?
That's really good.
And do we find out? Do people reveal?
No, we don't know who it is. Thank you,
that's-
whoever got it for
That's
me.
going to ruin the ending.
Right, okay.
We can reveal it
How does
midway.
no one get? Well, this is present for Mac.
What? There you go, Mac.
There you go, Mac. What have you got?
Mac, what are you?
Explain as you go.
What are you holding in your hand?
I am holding what it currently looks like an A4 piece of paper. It's actually larger, but
I think I know where
it's
this is
been
going.
folded in half, or it might be stapled. I can't tell you until I open it. But it says "please" in bold on the front, and then it says "Mac" in the bottom
There's a
left-hand
second.
corner.
There's a second.
Please
page.
what?
Please,
That's
please,
ambiguous.
Mac.
Next page.
Oh,
Please.
please again.
Oh
Thank you
no!
very
So
much.
you have some papers with word
I
please
shall
written on it.
attempt to please
That's interesting. I don't quite
in
understand.
the most appropriate manner possible.
Hold on. Mac's got 2 sheets of paper with the word
Please on
please
it.
on
Yeah.
each side.
Am I the only person who's confused here?
I'm very confused.
Definitely not.
Is this from Morrissey?
Is that just rubbish that was in...
Around Tesco bins.
Quite possibly.
Right, what's this one?
It's a Tesco
Another
bag.
Bag from a local shop.
You know when... I didn't know Tesco and Marks both did gift wrapping services.
Stew. There you go.
Oh,
It's
that's
a
good.
Tesco's bag.
Let me look at that.
Well, I don't know what to really make of it. A bottle of Lynx Attract. for him.
Links attract.
Ah, because you're so attractive.
That's a good. That's
yeah.
a clever gift.
Yeah.
Whoever got you that.
It's
Lynx
maybe saying smelly though.
It is important to announce that Links internationally known as Axe.
Axe, of
Yeah.
course it is.
Um,
No. And then some assorted painkillers. maybe saying that I whinge about pain.
well, no, because it's.
But when you live
surely,
with pain,
surely one of these is ibuprofen. Yep.
yeah, that's true.
That was the name of your feature, Fenn.
Oh.
It was a good
Wow.
feature.
Isn't that clever?
And
For those of you listeners who haven't been with us that long, Stuart used to have a sort of Games Master type feature called ibuprofen,
It's about time it was brought back.
where he would
probably.
solve your gaming headache. But the problem was, Stuart, that we, people would email in, real people, and we'd direct the questions at you. And I remember one time, I think you froze for about 30 straight seconds.
I mean, this present's for Chris. Pretty
God.
cool.
But the only real present. It's ridiculous.
Sega Dreamcast bag.
It's from Insert Coin. It's a Sega Dreamcast bag.
Oh, this is amazing. But what do I do when I get a headache?
Exactly. And if you stink, and boy do you stink.
Get out of here, Chris! You stink. This bag is incredible. It's Insert Coin do gaming.
Jesus Christ, have you seen this?
So Steve didn't get a present.
Well, here's the thing, right? Because
Mac didn't get a present either. He
Fuck
got 2 pieces of paper with the word please written on it.
That's it.
I don't understand.
Questions are going to be asked. So it's time to reveal who had Mac.
I drew Steve.
Okay.
So sorry about that, Steve. I'm your secret Santa, but it hasn't come in time.
No.
But
Bullshit.
I could make it up to you because I've got, and it's a little bit better because it was your birthday as well.
Oh, yeah.
It's Steve's birthday tomorrow, but like it's a T-shirt, and on the front it says Dry Bones, Crashing Boars, and Ed McTavish.
Oh,
And that's Steam, PSN, and Xbox in order of preference, right?
wow.
And on the back it says, Let's play.
Let's play. Very nice.
That's brilliant.
Happy secret Christmas and birthday, Stephen Francis.
That's very
Evans.
nice. That still doesn't explain what the fuck is going on with McNerney's.
The only person who could have
Well,
got
Mike
that.
is Mike. We know Mike was the one that's got Mac.
I
So
reckon
Mike,
that's
explain
Yes,
yourself.
that's
Why
right,
have
yeah,
you
yeah.
given Mac two pieces of paper say please on it?
There's some papers with please written on them.
Yeah.
Papers, please. Oh dear.
Someone
Just
may
a
have
poorly thought out pun.
Someone may have bought Mac Papers, Please and found no way to gift it to him anonymously.
Oh,
What's papers, please?
Steam game.
Your Steam game.
Ah.
You'll like it, Steve. It's like
What
one of the indie games they're all talking about. It's very cool. It's like all about like you have to choose whether or not you let people into the country, and it kind of provides.
Oh God, yeah, no, I've heard of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like an immigration officer.
That does
and
sound good.
And you
Yeah,
can
it's
turn
kinda
people
wacky,
away.
and you have to figure out if they're like spies or not, and it's
Yeah.
What if you just
yeah.
don't want to let anyone in?
Well, you can do that, but I think
Fantastic.
I don't know what the penalty is.
It really brings out your inner racist.
Yeah.
In a
Like,
bigot.
It's like if you don't like the look of someone, you can flat out refuse them entry to Mactown.
Oh, I thought it was going to be, please, turn over, please, can you bring back Mac to the future? And it's going to be from Chris.
That would
That's
be
what I
great,
thought it was
that'd
going
be
to be.
great. That-
Cool. Well, thank you very much.
That's awesome. What
That's
great.
right. Thanks
look forward
everyone.
to giving
Thanks,
it all.
Yeah, great
Stuart,
stuff.
for
That was
my
a great secret
presents.
Santa.
It's all right.
Nailed it. You
So I know
nailed-
you've got a car.
I do. I do have a car to
That looks like a Christmas tree.
That is personal knowledge.
Yeah.
And I
So
know
that counts.
Stu's had a headache recently.
That's
so-
true.
And we were-
Actually, yeah,
I'm
he did.
back
Yeah.
as
And
well,
we were
back.
praising cheap paracetamol last night.
Well, there
We
you
were,
go.
we were only just having that
Wow.
conversation. So
My God.
Like it happened just yesterday.
It's like we're all real friends.
That was a great secret Santa though.
I don't know what that means.
So, since the recording of the last podcast and this podcast, the whole new generation has started and the new consoles are out.
Yeah.
How's everybody feeling about the next generation of gaming? What are their thoughts with their purchases? How are their consoles sitting at home? Anyone got any problems they want to air?
I was talking to someone earlier today actually about PlayStation 4, and I think the console is beautiful and the interface is really cool and all the fun, all the streaming, all that stuff's great, but it hasn't got the games yet.
Stop talking dirty to yourself.
Ow. But everyone knows that the games aren't there yet. But they're coming. Resogun's been wicked. Me and Mac were having a good time until he
Love
raced off
Resogun,
and finished it all by himself.
Of course.
Couldn't even wait for me.
Just to put everyone out of their misery, because obviously they're guessing, Mike and Mac both got PlayStation 4s.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think we said we were going to.
Yeah.
Stu got an Xbox.
Yeah.
Stu kept his free Xbox.
You got both, meaning everyone around here has the equivalent of at least one console.
Ah.
average of one.
Yeah,
You
average
live
of
with,
one.
you live with an Xbox
Five
One now.
people, 5 consoles.
Steve lives with an Xbox One now.
Yeah, you do live with Stuart now, don't you?
I
You guys
do.
are roommates now.
Yeah.
Podcast buddies and roommates.
And lovers.
Yeah, well, that's the next logical
No need
step,
to
isn't
add
it?
Yeah.
Will happen.
But yeah, I mean, on the last podcast, it didn't actually make it into the final podcast. On the last podcast, though, I was saying that I wasn't going to get any of them, and I,
Grumble.
in the interim, I went a bit mental and bought both of them. Well, actually, what the Xbox was early Christmas present, but yeah, I just want to actually do a massive shout out to Green Man Gaming, which is a website who deal in gaming in some sort of green way. Thanks to Clayton over there who sorted me out with an early warning that the PS4s were going up, and I snagged the Mega Bundle, which was
Mega.
brilliant.
Camera's wicked.
Platinumed the Playroom. Yeah.
There's a platinum in there.
No, but don't ruin it for
Sorry,
me, man.
mate. Oh, you got me excited. I like in the playroom with the kind of augmented reality kind of iToy game that's all quite secret. It was good because I did show some people who aren't big gamers the other day and they were absolutely loving it.
Yeah,
but
of
then
course.
after about 20 minutes they were like, "Cool, what now? What now?" I was like,
Tech demo. What
nothing.
does tech demo mean, Uncle Mike? Playroom was the first thing I saw at E3.
Yeah, I can see why you're impressed. It's
And
very
it
cool.
was the first thing I did on this console as well. It's great stuff. It's great stuff. And
Some more.
Resogun was something that I played at a lot of events. Thought, yeah, that's pretty good. Was looking forward to getting it for free, but it's the kind of game that when you play at home, it really comes into its own, and it's amazing. And Mac, what, you finished it already?
Finished it, platinumed it, loved it, and I want a sequel.
It's been out a month, less than a
I
month.
want a sequel already. I don't know how you
Housemarque.
pronounce it. It's either Housemarque or
Housemarque.
Housemarque, I'm not sure.
Housemarque.
Housemarque, anyway. They made Superstarless HD, Superstarless Vita, and Dead Nation.
And you,
Oh, yeah,
they did Dead
And
Nation as
They
well.
did as well, yeah.
I
We
want to
don't,
play.
we never finished that either, did we?
Oh,
That was
Platinum
so
that.
difficult.
I'm up
Platinum
for I'm up for some Dead Nation. I want to play some Dead
We
Nation.
should. This is how it works. Me and Mac start Housemarque
Great
games
game.
together. I
Yeah.
give up because it's too punishingly difficult. Matt goes, right, now I've let go of this dead weight. I can go and
That's
platinum this
it.
bad boy.
As soon as
So
I
every
hear,
time-
as soon as I hear it's too challenging, I'm like, it sounds like my
Yeah,
game.
exactly.
And then
I
storm off
quit
head.
about.
Excellent
yeah.
game, Dead Nation.
So-
Good developer. They only seem to make PlayStation exclusives for some reason.
And twin stick shooters.
And yeah, They do great twin stick shooters.
Resogun's good, and you prefer Resogun to all of those, right?
I do, yeah.
Me too.
Definitely the best one.
It's really good and really deserves your time. And it's free on Plus, and now you need Plus to play multiplayer on PS4. I was thinking about this the other day. Do you think now that PlayStation Plus is sort of more compulsory, do you think the quality and free shit we get is going to drop?
I've heard this argument as well.
Yeah, do you think that's going to happen?
I don't see why it would, because the whole point of giving away free games and stuff is to either, if the developer's giving away a game for free, either Sony are paying the money, or they're loading up for a sequel, or they're giving a game out that's got like some nice call it out purchase stuff, and the sales have tailed off anyway. So it makes no difference. In fact, it gives you more reason to do better content, because if there's more users, more developers want to get their games into
That's
Plus.
it.
Yeah.
Suddenly, if now there are 40 million plus users on 20, you'll get people giving away good stuff straight away, because there's this massive fan base that will snap it up, and then they'll be into Assassin's Creed 4 before the inevitable Assassin's Creed 7.
It's insanely good
next year.
value as it is. You think how many games you get back.
I actually think what Chris says is true. I don't think it'll.
The quality will decrease.
Yeah, I think it will decrease. Yeah, if suddenly it's compulsory, and it is pretty much compulsory now, people play online.
Yeah.
Eventually, they'll just be like, well, there's no point whacking all this incredible stuff on all the time.
But the other point you got to remember is that you can't kind of go back.
Why not?
Because
It's compulsory now.
Yeah, but consumer
they kind of
values.
have a little
You can't step back and suddenly.
You can quite easily. You don't,
Well,
you say you
he'd be
can't.
suicidal. I mean, I've always said they were way too generous too fast. Like for example, with Vita, when it came on, they straight away gave away two of the best games instantly. Like, I don't know. I think they're either doing incredibly well or incredibly stupidly, but it seems to be working for them.
Who got me the Dreamcast bag? Well, whoever got me that bag, it's amazing. I actually need a new bag. My one's falling apart.
There you go.
And obviously, it's Dreamcast. I was part of the Dreamcast gang at school, weren't we, Steve? We used to run that playground, didn't we?
They called them the Dreamies.
They were the nerds.
People used to shit it.
The social ladder went like this:
the
nerds,
Dreamies.
norms, jocks, Dreamcast gang.
Dreamies.
The cars.
The Dreamies.
Dreamies.
Why wasn't that our fucking Grand Theft Auto gang name?
Because we got beards of a feather.
Yeah,
and then
we
couldn't get beards.
We chose a fucking
Beards of a
gang name
feather.
that we couldn't even
Get beards for.
That's a terrible reference. Why? Why
we-
Well,
reference that
long story
show?
short, someone thought it'd be good if we all had beards, and so I looked up beard-related puns.
Beards of a
I think it's
Exactly, that
good.
makes
I think it's
I like beards of a feather.
I don't like all these strangers Mac invited into the crew though. Like I don't even know.
They're
They're
very
all
much
drunk.
high
You'd
levels
never,
now anyway.
you'd know everyone in your crew, and I've never even
I
met
don't
these
know.
clowns.
They're
Tony
all grunts.
Soprano does
Yeah,
know
exactly.
everyone in
You
his
don't know
crew.
now.
But what? The Beards of a Feather is the same sort of operation?
Absolutely.
Really?
Very much
I
so.
rule with an iron fist, mate. That's
Yeah.
exactly how it is.
Oh, no one's
Ah,
questioning
okay.
that.
Max
No,
slaps him around in the office.
That's what you do.
They spill his orange juice.
If only GTA could have come across the PS4.
But yes, I also got an Xbox One. Stuart, how are you finding your Xbox One? We're having party problems.
It's frustrating.
They updated it, didn't they?
Yeah, but not really. Frustrating.
Well, it's not all bad.
But that's not the word. Surely that's not the first word to use to describe
It was.
I don't know. I think it is.
Frustrating. 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
I think it is, man, because when you've had it for a couple of weeks or so, and the voice chat novelty has worn off a little bit, because it is cool. It does work.
Yeah.
And
Voice
then-
commands work 90% of the time.
Yeah,
you've got to speak clearly. Obviously, I mean, I do my broadcasting voice. It works, like I said, most of the time. And the voice commands work really well. I think not for everyone. You've got a slightly weird accent. You're a bit out of luck, unfortunately. But yes, the UI is just confusing, isn't it? I like you fire up the PlayStation, you immediately know what you're doing if you've used anything ever. If you've used a microwave, you can work a PS4. But yeah, the Xbox is confusing. If you learn all the voice commands, it's really good. But it's unfinished. You can't access. You can barely access any options. It's all really vague. It's like kept tons of control away from you, like an iPhone, and you're like, oh, but I want to change that. And I'm like, don't worry about it. Here's an example of how vague it is. I did a network check the other day, and you can do two types of check: network check, normal, and multiplayer check. And after a little check, after a while, it just said, "Bing, everything's good." And I went, "What?" And I went, no. Everything's all right.
Yeah, there's a similar thing, and it's like
It's a relief.
you
though.
can't see how much storage space you've used. I think I'm not sure about that.
No,
But
you
there's-
definitely
there's-
can't.
There's a bit to clear. You can clear some, and it doesn't tell you where. It just said there's a bit of text there which says something like, "We'll tell you."
When you're
We'll
full.
tell you when
You leave that to us.
So how do they find out that the Xbox One filled up at like 350
Because
gigs?
they did. Well, yeah, Xbox Ones are filling up at 362 gig. That's 100 and
40.
500 gig hard drive fills up
Right. Okay.
at
Yeah.
362 gigabytes, which means the rest of that is
134.
taken up by OS.
US.
And OS
PlayStation 4
ridiculous.
is the same though. It partitions 10% of the hard drive, regardless of the hard drive size.
So
That's
get
more than 10%.
You get
That's
407. You get
That's
407
not because
gigs.
you don't get exactly 500 gigs.
Well,
You
you-
get
407 gigs.
50,000 megabytes, which isn't 500 gigs.
I think it is.
1,024 megs is 1 gig.
Yeah.
So, but anyway,
Close. What's great about the PlayStation camera is the commands work 100% of the time, but you only
Yeah.
have 4 commands.
On the Xbox One, snapping Internet Explorer to the side to watch a YouTube video during game. I've done that. It's brilliant.
I haven't done anything good with snapping.
Snapping parties, great. Internet Explorer for mobile sites works like a dream. You can use your voice to navigate to websites. Unsurprisingly, that works like a dick in the mouth.
So quite well.
Obviously, it depends on the dick
Yeah.
and the mouth. You can't tell when your battery's running out on your controller.
Ridiculous.
Whoa.
When your battery's running low, the rumble turns off. And because I was like, shit, the rumble's gone. The controller's broken. I was already Googling broken Xbox One pad when I'm like, hold on, let's try and change the batteries. But yeah, you can't turn rumble off full stop. Rumble's
I don't know if
always
you
on.
can do that on PS4. I don't know if that's...
Yeah, the PS4 leaves a lot of shit out as well, but nowhere near to the level of.
So stuff like, friends list buried, party chat defaulted to off.
I don't
All
like
the-
achievements
all
are
the
really buried as well. Like,
Yeah, like
achievements have gone weird.
If like the pop-up, you don't get a friend notification, but that they get an achievement notification. You follow that, and it's an app. Everything's like an app.
yeah.
So it drops out and launches the app, and it's like
Yeah.
it's a few seconds. It's a few seconds too much, and it's
sounds like
why
a messier
you.
version of the Vita UI almost.
Mm-mm.
Everything's a
Yep.
separate
Yeah,
app.
but at least that's
Yep,
quite quick. Though,
Really.
at least.
Mhm.
That's the difference. Sounds like it's not.
It's
quick.
not.
Yeah,
It's
you're
not
right.
particularly quick at all.
No.
Yeah, that's
It's
the problem,
surprisingly sluggish. Then again, you can
Giant.
just if you go all the way into something, you can just hit the home button, or whatever it's called. I don't know what it's called. All the buttons,
Xbox
even the
button.
start and the
Yeah.
stop button.
Does anyone know the name of the
No.
new back button?
Don't know.
Is it what? It's up. Okay. Start on PlayStation's become options,
Options.
clearly labelled. Start button's been replaced by the 3 lines, scrolling lines,
That's right.
and back button on Xbox has become 2 little
Yeah.
rectangles, mating.
Like a menu.
No, it's like
It's
a
menu. It's
Is
menu.
it- is it
It's menu?
menu?
It's menu.
What are those diagrams? We've got 2 circles and
A Venn diagram.
Yeah, it's a Venn diagram.
The Venn diagram.
Do you know what it's called? Browse button, tabs button. No one
Christ
knows.
knows.
Schmab
Who
it,
cares?
It doesn't do much, does it? Like it does like a little.
It does one
little
thing in
overlay
Internet
menu.
Explorer. It brings up the browse menu because it's the browse button, and it only does.
a little
How
in-game
are
menu.
the games though? Because as
Here's
far as I
the
can
thing.
tell, this is more engaging games. Than
I'm
the
loving.
PS1.
I'm loving the PS4. Loving it. It's liquid smooth, but I
Yeah.
found myself mainly in menus.
Yeah, little to do.
Resogun's great. Killzone. Please can we play multiplayer before I
yeah,
snap
yeah,
it?
yeah. I want it.
I
You
love
should
how
get the Lego Marvel. Though.
I love how you fire up Killzone Shadowfall, and it's like we've tried to make this game more colourful because it's been quite grey and brown in the past. This NPC comes up to you, whips out his gun. It's neon yellow.
Yeah,
Neon yellow.
they're pretty much 80s.
It's like thanks. It's like when Gears of War went like a cartoon. It's like we listen. It's like God. It's extremes, isn't it? It's no
Too
middle
far.
ground. But
It also loads in like 4 seconds. It's
but
brilliant.
this is why I got the Xbox first, because I've been playing Killer Instinct. That game is great. Expect to see Killer Instinct at future tournaments like EVO. That game is amazing. I want to play more people at it. More people get on that. It's free to play. Everyone download it, try it out.
How much is one character? How much is Sable Wolf?
$3.99.
Yeah, I'll buy some
It
Sable
might
Wolf.
be $2.99 per. I think it's $3.99 per.
If it was
character.
$2.99,
Pretty
that'd
good.
be
It's
sweet.
pretty cheap.
But apparently the free. Someone told me the free character changes on a monthly basis.
I told you it changes. I'm sure I've read that.
If it does,
more
that's
than once.
brilliant because
I read
then
that as well. They're going to rotate the main character.
yeah, because
Like
then
Dota.
because not only will you then get to try out the different guys. If you lose your favorite guy, you'll be like, well, I've got to buy him back.
Yeah, it's
Everyone
fine,
have to
it's
buy
fine.
Jago.
You get so much.
Take
You
them.
get so much. Yeah, Jago's the Ryu guy, and he's available at the moment. But there's so much you get in the free version. The really extensive tutorials, the survival mode, and you can play online for free.
Smart.
Well, obviously, you've got gold. Can you imagine having an Xbox One and not gold? What can you do? I bet you can't do anything.
I wouldn't want to think about it.
No, it's a nightmarish world, isn't it?
Is PlayStation Plus the same as Gold? Like you said.
No,
like,
it's not. No.
It's
No,
just
but
only.
you were saying like you can't do anything. On
You can't watch
Gold.
YouTube on gold. Mike,
Hey.
you mentioned the share button there. How has anybody been broadcasting anything
Yes.
from their
Yeah.
consoles?
The best, I mean, like, it really came into its own the other day when Mac was playing Killzone and I was playing Knack. I'm in the party chat and just chilling, but I could hear him speaking. And so whenever he would say like
Battlefield, that wasn't Killzone.
Oh, Battlefield, whatever.
You don't get those reactions.
Whenever suddenly I'd hear Matt go.
Max snoring really loudly.
Yeah.
That's it. Clearly playing Killzone again.
I'd hear Matt go like, "What the? Huh?" And I just double tap the home button and it would switch straight to his stream, and I'd be because it's about 20 seconds behind, which actually works quite well if you're not watching. Because suddenly I'd wait, and then suddenly you see this incredible thing happen, and you see what he was reacting to. And it's instant, and then just switch back to my game and carry on. It's just running in the background the whole time.
Nice.
Like that's.
And I watched Mike get stuck on Lego Marvel.
I was stuck. I was like, Matt, come on. They haven't implemented this whole thing of being able to jump into a game, but right now you're streaming it. So I'm like, Mac, I'm stuck. Can you look at this and please tell me what I'm missing? And he
That's
jumped
brilliant.
In. Yeah,
That's
really,
genius. I never thought, you're stuck in like
really
a
good.
portal puzzle.
The only problem you have.
Get in here, have a look around.
The only problem is it's about 20 seconds behind, so it's a bit weird.
Mac's going to get me all of my future platinums from the comfort of his own living room.
But like, imagine you can. So the one thing I found a bit confusing about it, even though it works really well when you do it, but I assumed everything would be quite automatic. But you can kind of forget you're not streaming or forget you're not recording. Some games will automatically start recording your gameplay, and some won't. You have to like. It's not difficult. You have to double tap to do it.
If you want automatic, buy Peggle 2. Because Peggle 2, if you bounce a ball off a wall, it goes, nice shot, game clip recorded. It's like, well, I didn't ask you to do that. You can't turn it off. It fucking rapes your game DVR. Seriously, Mac and Steve were looking through my upload clips earlier on my Xbox. 93 clips, most of them Peggle 2 auto records. It's not. It's a pain in the ass.
That's it. I do worry though. It's great. So now when I go to a game by default, I just double tap the record button and just record it. But one day I'm gonna be like, oh shit, I've got 700 gigabytes.
Yeah. Well, on Xbox, if you don't save them or upload them, they do delete after a while. And saying Xbox record that works every single time.
Great.
The thing you were saying about Mac, like jump, it sounds like we can get a live action ibuprofen going.
Yeah,
you can just sit there.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
And anyone needs help.
And you could record it because you could stream it while you're recording it.
Well, Ready Game Fire's got a Twitch account. Obviously, find us on Twitch. We are Ready Game Fire, and look for live ibuprofen streams coming soon with walkthroughs, tips, tricks, and hints. Speaking of Twitch and streaming, you're not doing it?
No, I was going to say not just that.
There's more.
There's so much more.
Witty banter.
You'll find out.
I think like, the one thing with PS4 I could say.
On the day.
On the day.
And also, speaking of streaming, Mike, when are you going to stream your PS4 playthrough of Flower?
It'll be over Christmas, I think.
So, okay. Well,
I'm saving myself.
Hankies at the ready.
Well, stay tuned to Ready Game Fire's Twitter feed. We'll definitely tweet out when Mike's going to do his streaming on Ready Game Fire's Twitch account of Flower. So if you want to see sort of footage of the PS4 version of quite an old game with a grown man blubbering over the top of it, then stay tuned for that.
Yeah, boy.
I've just made a note here. Mike Flowers.
Mike Flowers, yeah, simple. When you're typing now, you can use the PS4 as like a little laser pointer, just using the gyros, but it's not using the light or anything.
I'll be using the gyro. It's a little joke for anyone who's played Mario Kart 7 on 3DS. I mean, it went down like a lead balloon here, but
Someone's cracking.
Sonny is wetting himself.
Yeah, the PS4 is great. It's quite basic right now, but it
the PS4 is great. Yeah. That's how it's sending.
And it's only going to get better.
Flowers great.
And so the Xbox One can only get better.
Yeah, you could. Pot shot.
It's just not finished, is it?
But speaking of Peggle 2, like I bought that Xbox One for Peggle 2 and Killer Instinct. Forza 5 is. We played a lot of that as well, haven't we, Stuart? You and your brother as well. And the Drivatar feature in Forza Motorsport 5 that Stuart scoffed at. Weird. It's brilliant because the more you play, the more data it collects on how you race and adds that to your online Drivatar. So when Stuart plays offline, I'll still be in his races as Psycho Fox with a 0 at the end. Add me.
Yeah.
But I'll be behaving like I would.
Right.
And Stuart,
that's brilliant.
And in the same way, Stuart in my game, his Drivatar, he's always pipping me on the fucking line.
Always driving backwards.
Once it's gathered all information, I'll be way ahead of you most of the
Your physical form will cease to exist and you'll just live on in Forza 5.
Like Tron. I'll be in there.
You'll be Tron.
Digitised.
But yeah, we've got a line in the house now. When either a Stuart Fenn cuts you on the line or a John Fenn like careens into the back of you, there's a catchphrase in the house. It's always a Fenn.
It's always Fenn.
It's always
I like
a Fenn.
it.
Do you ever say fender bender?
It's never in a good way though, Stuart. So don't be flattered.
Oh, it's always a Fenn.
To make me feel even more left out
Yes.
by not having one. You know, when I'm online, I don't see any of like
No, it just says you're offline on PlayStation.
PS4 lads online, but they can message me and shit, and I get offline messages saying, sent from a different device and all this crap.
Yeah, it's a bit annoying.
So I don't feel very included.
Xboxes has the same thing.
So I've deleted you all.
If you're an Xbox 360, it just says that people are on Xbox One, but it's weird that there's no communication
I'd
between
at least like
PS3
that.
to PS4.
Yeah.
It
it's
says
a bit
on
weird.
on another device.
Yeah, it's like, come on.
Well, we all know
guys.
the PS3 was a really bad console, so let's just move on, yeah?
There was a Uncharted sort of reveal. What was it?
Oh,
Just
yes,
a-
they
just-
did. Oh, my
Oh
gosh.
God, this.
It was just it was a teaser video, very reminiscent of some of the old intro videos of the usual Uncharted guff, camera panning across a table full of maps and stuff.
Do you realise the sentence that
Critical.
just left your lips? The usual Uncharted guff.
Yeah, it's a rubbish series.
Criticisms for Uncharted.
But no, it was so cool. So they had. I mean, the problem is it burnt me slightly because I think we got really excited for Uncharted 3 because we thought they were going to re-nail like a really good villain, and they did a much better job of setting up good villains on Uncharted 3. But
I am Helen Mirren, Nathan
Helen
Drake.
Mirren, and weirdly not
And an
quite sure
agent.
who's magical but not. But in it, they've got a dude with a really ominous, menacing voice talking about how he's betrayed him, left him to die, and it should be cool. But fuck
My
it.
only problem was like. So yeah, I watched.
Did you watch it
I
with
watched the
sound?
video without sound. So all it was just maps. But at the same time, I watched the Forza 4 video, Forza 5 video for the first time. And I was like, oh, it looks so good. Chatting to Mike, and he goes, I'll watch it. And he goes, boring. Oh, cars, wicked. I was like, you're infusing over.
You just showed me maps.
Exactly.
The sound!
You
Oh,
couldn't
the
justify it.
sound, Steve! The sound!
Speaking of Forza 5, again, very quickly, the brand new Trigger Rumble is fucking amazing. Although Mac, doing the PlayStation fanboy thing again, went, too much Rumble.
Too much Rumble.
Too much Rumble.
It feels like tacky sort of rumble. It's just
Tacky Rumble! That's not a thing! That's not a thing!
it's actually pronounced tactile. It's
Yeah,
tactile
it's
Rumble.
apologies. I get confused.
You know the PS4 does it as well.
The problem I have with
Yeah, but
PS4,
better.
the games I've played,
Yeah,
doesn't
but-
seem to rumble much at all.
Too little Rumble.
So
Too
you
little.
were the initial movement
Too
of
much
let's
in
get
the
rid
other.
of Rumble then, yeah?
Let's get ready.
Let's
Rumble.
get ready to get rid
That's
of
what I was
Rumble.
always keen to do.
It
Let's
works
get
really
rid of
well
the
on
Rumble.
Xbox One, on Forza. It just works well.
You can
It's
feel
so
every
raw.
little
It does.
gear change. You can feel the
Bump in the road.
the
It
brake.
feels better on GT5,
The
on
grip-
PS3.
You can feel the brake pad resistance. Shut up, man! It doesn't feel better on
Hey,
GT5.
Word on the street is greatest handling in computer game history, GT6. So that's not.
Yeah.
Apparently, new standard, but AI is still retarded.
Yeah, that's what's
drives straight to the
crazy.
back of you. Doesn't
Yeah,
move
and
around
they've
you.
still got all those low-res model cars.
Do they
and
actually?
stuff.
Because I heard they were all fun.
They've
They're
got a
still the
lot
same.
more of the premium cars, but yeah, still
Oh,
a
there's-
lot of the low.
But that's how they build up their ridiculous, what was it, 6,000 cars?
Yeah, it's got
I
stupid.
really liked getting
1,200 cars, 200 new for GT6.
I liked getting GT5 and playing with all you guys, but I was a little bit annoyed that I hadn't gone with Forza after watching that AI comparison.
Yeah, it was so fun.
And having Forza 5 as a launch title is great. It's reminded me of
Yeah,
Project Gotham. But I've got to say, in the advert for Xbox that's running on TV here at the moment, he goes, Xbox, play Forza 5. And that command doesn't work.
Yeah.
You've got to say, play Forza Motorsport 5. Bullshit. It's fine if you have to say that, the full title. Don't put it in the advert. Don't lie in the advert.
Yeah.
Christ
Was
almighty.
it Kotaku did a good video again for the incredibly limited but relatively accurate PS camera that you can say it's quite informal. You can be like, play
Yeah.
Killzone, play Shadowfall, Rezo. He tried to pick trigger, said like Rezo Blun, and it still found Rezo Gun and stuff. So
So it's actually quite inaccurate.
yeah, in that sense,
Yeah.
it can pick up inaccuracy.
Yeah, well. But overall, next gen, 9.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
Xbox, go to Hot Topic. It's time for the Merry Game Fire Hot Topic. And we're doing our end of the year awards again. But Mike, what's the twist this year?
Well, this year wasn't a very good year for games. We all know that. Nothing happened. No good games came out. So we're looking back.
Yeah.
The whole way back.
It's the
Xbox-
Generation Game Award.
The Generation Game Awards. Talk about Xbox 360 and PS3.
Yeah.
This is everything that happened from, what we say, from the launch of the 360, really, is it?
Last podcast we did the autopsy, and this podcast we give out the posthumous awards.
Awards. Very exciting.
So it's the Ready Game Fire Awards Generations.
So there are 6 awards, 20,000 games,
Oh, gosh.
4,000
Oh,
voters.
he's done it.
They're all lies, but there are 6 awards.
How many games do you reckon were released this generation?
How many this generation? Well, I know that for a
Yeah.
fact. It was 30,000.
As per usual, we've taken votes from the extended Ready Game Fire family. Thanks to everybody who's listening who voted. And Mike, once again, has sacrificed his precious, precious free time during the working day to collate these votes once again and organise it all. And now he is your nominations master. He'll be delivering the results to you momentarily. So it's awards time, which also means it's sherry time.
Sherry time.
Cherry.
You gonna share a sherry?
Let's do it.
Oh,
Matt, you don't have to have a
Small portion.
you don't have to have
A nipple.
all of it,
A
but you do have to try.
watched. I'm watching 24. Oh, last episode I watched.
More like 20 snore.
The bitch is back. Sherry Palmer.
Oh yeah. Wait.
Fuck.
David!
Wait.
David!
He's like,
David!
I've got to play dirty.
Oh yeah, that's.
Could you please leave the room? And then he phones Sherry, and she's like,
Oh yeah.
"What is it, David?"
Yeah.
He goes,
David.
"David, to see you."
Everything I have done has been in your best interest, David. We used to do that quote at university, but we used to say David in the voice of that guy from Independence
Yeah,
Day. David! Oh God! I gotta call my lawyer.
It's one of those. I mean, I've never really watched 24, but
It's
it
funny.
strikes me that the show. It's a nice idea.
Box office entertainment.
When it came along at the time, there was nothing. I'd never seen anything
sure.
like it, and it blew me away. I couldn't. But when I saw season 1, I
Gripping is the word.
ridiculous.
It is so gripping.
And then we were all waiting for season 2. We were all doing our A levels, weren't we, Steve? And it had the season 2 trailer on BBC was accompanied by like "All My Life" by the Foo Fighters, which
And it
was
was
the,
just-
the hit at the time. It was the perfect storm.
It was just Bauer shaving.
yeah, Bauer shaving, doing dun, 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 and he's shaving, hardest shaving there was.
It is funny watching it again all these years later.
Give him a
Because
nipple.
you realise what a stupid show it is, but it's fun.
And we are going to hear that voice again soon.
What, Jack
Oh,
Bowser?
yeah. Oh yeah.
We are.
We've had to twist Mac's arm a little bit to try some sherry, but he loves Frasier,
That's-
like any sensible man does, and Frasier Crane drinks sherry.
Should I
The
one
free-
shot it or shall I sip it?
No,
Sip it.
Should I one shot? This is your why you don't enjoy you. Should I one shot?
Should I one shot this beer or should I
It's
sip it?
a sipping drink. You sip it over the
This
course
wine?
of the podcast.
Should I one shot this bottle of wine?
That's why you sip it.
That's a true drinker.
So am I butt chugging this 6-pack or what? How do you do
Into
this?
the eye, through the
Yeah,
eyeball.
yeah, yeah. Has anyone got a straw for this bottle?
That was the idea. Get it
straw
system as quick as
pedo it.
possible.
Oh.
You're such a
McNerney.
wreckhead.
Thank you, Chris.
Okay, here we go. Max chasing the sherry. Nah.
See, I told you.
Yeah. It's classic.
that, it was
Nah,
exactly
nah,
that.
nah.
I've been kicked in the face
Merry
by
game
black
fire,
box,
everybody.
for fuck's sake. What is this?
I felt it, but it was like, so what?
Been left hanging.
But it's a nice.
Oh god, he's quoting Simon Cowell from The Simpsons.
It's a nice.
Simon Cowell's in no good ones.
It's a nice warm winter drink.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to everyone here.
Merry Game Fire, the Ready Game Fire Awards, Generations.
Indeed.
Mike, what award are we going to hit first?
We're gonna hit.
Whoa.
It's the hidden gems of the generation.
By the way, I
It's
pulled
the hidden generation.
the gems of the gems.
This the generation.
I don't think you need to say of the generation after every award.
I will be saying
Like
after every
hidden
award.
gems.
It's the hidden gems of the generation.
Award.
So this was an award made aimly at those games that people probably heard about but were lost under the radar and people didn't,
You said main aimly.
Yeah, made aimly.
And most of them were, and some of them weren't.
We had several games in here.
Numero 5.
But well, as a special
Right.
nod to people who added games, Stuart Fenn added 2 Human. into
Thank
the
you.
list.
Too human,
I remember
yes.
that. I gave you a lot of grief for that.
And Nick
That's
Deer-
because
and
you're a cock.
Nick Deering said, "I haven't played any of these games, so Super Hexagon," which is a good shout because it's.
Yeah, he was playing that in Amsterdam non-stop. Wasn't he?
So, number 5,
Number 5,
yeah,
the 5th best hidden gem of the generation.
was a game that I didn't put on the list, but got in there because 2 people added it themselves.
Right, I know what this is going to be.
Bastion.
It's a good
Oh,
game.
that is a good shout.
It's a
It was a
good.
great game. I missed it. It wasn't on my original list.
Who
but
else? Who else
Loz
had it?
Loz and Stu chucked it on there.
Don't know how hidden it is.
Well, it's as hidden as some of them.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know
no,
what
I
mean?
agree.
As old mate.
The whole award was
Not in the
shambles from
not in the
start.
limelight. As it should not. We think not as awarded, not as deserved of the light it got.
It's just a very cool game. Very cool game.
Very cool.
It is
Number 4
that.
was Space Chem. Now this was a.
Steve's played Space Chem.
He's not happy with that,
Number 4.
despite rigging and
Right.
cajoling.
It's definitely hidden.
No, I've got a little. Alright, bear with me. I've got
Space
a
Chem
little-
is one of Steve's favourite
conspiracy,
games of
yeah.
last generation.
See, I've not played Space Game. It's a little.
I have, it's
Well, I
Well,
got
little-
Loz to vote for it.
You did,
Ben
yeah.
was a guarantee.
Yeah, you got those, but all of them.
Steve, once again, please, can you tell us what Space Chem is?
What I've come
For those of you who
I've
don't
come
know.
to the
Chemicals
conclusion,
in
right,
space, isn't it?
that I'm rubbish at explaining it. I actually make it sound worse. So instead, I'm going to read a review quote on Metacritic, right? Due to its extreme complexity, Space Chem will never be a title for everyone. too deep and articulate for casual players. It will be appreciated only by those who are willing to engage themselves with the deep mechanics.
I know what you're doing, by the way. I know what you're doing.
Nevertheless, Space Game is no doubt one of the most brilliant puzzle games in the history of video games. And
So yeah, you're right, Steve. It did get 9 points, which was top votes from 3 people. But that's not enough, unfortunately, to throw number 3.
I suppose
You tried to sideshow
Anyway.
Bob this award.
Cheddars didn't need any sideshow bobbing. he was demanding it being there. And yeah,
Steve,
Loz, I said put it.
What about my dead cat, Tiggy? Surely you didn't vote for Space Chem too? No!
Indeed.
Damn you, Space Chem. Now it's personal.
But surely, the real winner of this award would be like a number 4 because Hidden Gem would be like
It's the hidden gem of the hidden gems.
exactly,
Yeah, you're right. Well, actually, that would be
Touche.
Super Hexagon, which got 1
Oh
vote.
fuck, Super Hex.
Yeah, but it wasn't enough to throw. It wasn't enough to throw number 3. Flower.
So
Number 3.
how can that possibly be a hidden gem?
Because it's
It is a hidden
overlooked.
gem.
It's
It
overlooked.
is.
Overlooked by what?
Everyone who didn't ignored it till Journey came out, they're like,
That's it.
"Oh yeah, flower."
Everyone turned their nose up at it. 'Cause
Too
it
deep
looked
and
like
articulate for
awful.
casual players. I appreciate only by those. I'm just saying.
Is that the flower?
That's the
review?
flower.
No, that's just egg flower. Too deep and articulate.
Number 2 smashed it. Pac-Man Championship Edition DX.
Yay! Wow!
It's a big
Right
score.
now,
I was voting for that one, and then Loz and
then
Ed
he's-
both raised the point that it's not actually that hidden. It's Pac-Man.
Again, no,
No,
but
it
it
is
really
hidden.
hid.
you
it.
can't just say it's hidden, not hidden because it's Pac-Man.
Got a lot of tens from like IGN and
Yeah,
Xbox.
And then
but how
forgotten.
many people? The hidden gem I classify as hidden gem. For example, Mashed
Like.
is a hidden gem from the last generation.
Agreed. Space Chem, hidden gem.
Yeah, it's a game that you talk to a lot of people about, and you say, "Have you played it?" and they'll go, "No." And if you said, "Have you played Pac-Man?" and they'll go, "Yeah," and you go, "Let me finish." Have you played Pac-Man Championship Edition DX Plus? And they go, "No."
It's ruddy bloody fantastic. So
Well chuffed that it's number 2.
It's a
One,
big score as
though.
well. Big score as well. Number 1, a game that was underappreciated. Mirror's Edge.
I've not-
Scored big.
Wow.
Yeah, scored big. A lot of votes on that.
That's a real letdown now.
that is,
No, I don't think so. Mirror's Edge was a game that day it launched, people were already saying, "Yeah, this game's gonna be forgotten when it shouldn't
Did you vote for it as your number 1?
Number 2, I think.
But it's really long ago. You know, it's like in the past, real far.
We are talking about back to 2005 here. We're talking about the whole generation.
Stu's point is very valid. Nothing about hidden gems. should be forgotten.
Mirror's Edge as well. The best thing about it was that it's a game that deserved a sequel because it had a great idea that never finished on it. It is getting one, we're being told, but hasn't had it yet.
I've got to agree with Mirror's Edge being in this category because it's sure it's a AAA title by a big publisher. However, it's again one of those games where most people would have heard of it, but how many people have played it? And it's got it's now, you know, like Binary Domain, for example. It's now got this cult following behind it. And when Mirror's Edge 2 was announced at E3, you know, I was in the room. There was a gasp. People are excited about it. Not a loud cheer because it's a cult following, but people are excited about it. Steve, are you just looking up more Space Cam reviews?
I was going to say, did Edge say about Mirror's Edge? The triumph of Space Game is that overcoming these situations.
No, it's Space
more, I'm just saying. Yeah, right.
Hey, it's a great game. Strong
Chemistry was never that entertaining. It was,
Good game, I enjoyed it. The worst part of it was when they give you a gun. I
Yeah.
thought it didn't need it.
You don't have to
But
use a
that's
gun.
quite
though. I
early
didn't
on.
use a gun the whole game.
Exactly. That was the magic to that game.
Yeah.
It's
great,
not a
great looking
terrible
game. Good
winner.
style.
Yeah, it is stylish, isn't it?
And a female protagonist
Good
without
one.
a heaving cleavage.
Right.
Like,
Has she got a nice ass?
what's she called? Silence? What's the sniper called?
Oh,
The one who wears no clothes in Metal Gear
The-
Solid 5, yeah.
The sniper in Metal Gear Solid 5.
Forgot her name. I
Silent
saw
Wolf.
it. No.
Silent Scope.
TNA.
Some shit name.
Operation Wolf.
Melinda.
Something.
Commando.
Something dud.
Colonel Tits.
No, it's silence. It's patience.
I
isn't
think it was
It's like
that.
patience or silence. Or
It
something.
is patience, yeah.
Was it? I don't know.
I've seen too many links to articles entitled Hideo Kojima on the design of Patience the Sniper. I'm not going to read an article of you going, well, I basically stripped her down to the least amount of clothing possible and finalised the
To let her
design.
personality shine.
Next! And speaking of next, what's the next award/nominations, Mike Power?
The best people who made games in the last generation of the generation.
That's developer to you.
Developers of the generation. Ka-ka-ka-ka-boom. Some ties here. So we'll go to number
Do we
5.
decide?
Yeah, we decide here and now.
Oh, the best bit about being on the episode.
The
he loves
power!
The power! So just missing out on that is that game company, but whatever. So tied in the 5th spot.
Wait,
So this will be 4 and
This
5.
will be 5 and 6. I'll be knocking one out. That's knocking one out.
yeah, let's bash one of these developers out.
Right.
Hold up.
We've got the irrational games.
It's irrational, isn't it?
Yep.
Is that not how it's said?
Irrational.
And the beastly Bethesda.
Well,
number 5.
Fudging hell.
Number 5 and 6.
Bethesda against Irrational.
Yeah.
sorry, who's above? Who's above?
How are
who?
Bethesda at 5?
Or 6.
And Irrational? What the fuck is going on?
Or 6. I mean, Irrational obviously famous the Bioshock
Oh,
series.
well,
Bethesda, they,
I would go
they
Bethesda.
smashed out Skyrim.
Bethesda's
Fallout.
more
We've got a
ambitious.
good number for votes here.
Who
so-
the fuck? Oh my god!
I'd put Bethesda
Everyone.
higher personally.
Is this kind of shit that's kept us down,
we only
guys?
got 3 votes. I didn't vote for Bethesda because there's 3 better ones.
Yeah.
And
So-
yeah, okay. Well, I obviously
Bethesda obviously did. They were for the terribly broken Skyrim on PS3. That was good work from them. And
They
Elder
made-
Scrolls series in general.
Yeah, but what about
Fallout.
Fallout and Skyrim
Fallout 3
on the
so
other
good.
platforms?
And Elder Scrolls kind of
I kind of forgot
counts.
about
I think the
Fallout when
generation.
I was
Vegas
playing
as well, man.
That
Vegas
was
is sick.
That was
That
Obsidian,
was-
It's
though.
not. Yeah, it's not Bethesda.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Published.
What did Bethesda do with Rage?
Bethesda
Publish Rage.
they
published
published
it.
Rage, it developed.
This is a tough decision. This is
Yeah.
a fucking ridiculous decision because Irrational gave us Bioshock and well, it's Irrational. Keep them.
Yeah,
in.
exactly.
I'm on Irrational.
Well,
as
then
well.
they've won because
Oh,
that's 3
Stu, where do
already.
you come down?
But it doesn't matter now.
No, but where would you come down?
I'd have gone for Bethesda.
same.
Interesting.
Principally because I've not played Infinite.
Well,
That's
You know,
a very
the thing-
valid point. If
um,
you only
That's
played
one
one
game,
against
yeah.
3 games you've
the
played.
thing I loved about, for instance, the Bioshock franchise, 3 games. One of them was not needed. The first one obviously had a great story. In terms of gameplay mechanics, there wasn't much new.
Sure.
Whereas Bethesda are obviously trying to push RPG sort of genre a lot further.
Western
Massive
RPGs,
world,
definitely, yeah.
ridiculous amount of content in there.
Mac, you can't just say Bioshock. Second one's not necessary. Mechanic, blah, blah, blah. Bethesda pushing things forward with the RPG. Mac,
I did.
Bioshock 1 did as much for the first-person shooter as GoldenEye, Quake, Doom, and Halo. Oh yes, it
I
did.
disagree.
Wrong. It's just
I
doing
don't
what
think
Half-Life
so,
does,
yeah.
isn't it?
I disagree.
But like,
Yeah.
Disagree.
I know what you
what did Oblivion
How
do
many
other
imitators
than
did
just
Bioshock create?
shitload of bugs
What?
everywhere?
How many imitators did Bioshock create? Singularity
We
is the only
always
one I
get
know
so
that tried
fixated
to
on this
copy
whole
its
like
style.
what games came. It's not about what exact games came. It's what ideas were taken
Yeah.
from that. It's not what game followed up. It's what.
What ideas were taken
came
from
in.
Bioshock, apart from the story was obviously
That's
good.
it. Set.
It's one word and it's Rapture.
Yeah.
Rapture is, I would say, the first game where
Rapture was brilliant, yeah.
the environment was the main character of the game. I mean, what before that could you say? I mean, Planet Mobius isn't the main character in Sonic the Hedgehog games. The it's not like Mushroom Kingdom starring Mario.
A lot of people like very much point out the Bioshock many you know a lot of people do talk about things. No,
That's a brilliant.
no, but no, okay. I'll have a little bit more.
There you go. Need some more fuel in there.
that'll help.
Now, when Fallout 3 came out, loads of people compared it to like the atmosphere to Bioshock.
True.
It took a lot of the Bioshock things, and
The
that's,
first trailers are very similar.
when I saw Fallout 3,
Yeah, it had that
the first thing I
50s
thought was,
vibe.
I hope it's like Bioshock a little bit.
Star Wars.
And then I found out it was an RPG.
There's nothing,
'Cause back then I didn't read anything about games.
it's nothing like that, though, is it really? The only thing it shares is a sort of faux futuristic 50s
Yeah.
future setting.
Melancholic.
No,
kind
But
of-
at the
It's
time,
melancholy.
that was really pushed, and that I felt like it was pushing that for
Does-
Fallout 3 because Bioshock was so successful.
In Bioshock, you've got seahorses. In Fallout, you've got land seahorses.
Yeah, those crabs, death crabs. So those are two great consoles, but Rational Games number 5 tied for the number 3 and 4 spots.
Oh, we're leaving the Bethesda.
No, Irrational's
No,
gone
no,
through.
Irrational.
Yeah, Rational's there. Rational's number 5.
ticket.
You could say that was an
knocked out
Irrational
top five.
Right, 3 and 4, what is it?
3 and 4 is tie between.
Irrational didn't even do Bioshock 2, did they?
No.
No.
Exactly.
Oh,
Why'd you bring it up then?
Oh no, that wasn't the rule for
franchises.
that one. That's fine. No, ignore me.
Also, can I just say? Anyway, carry on.
Tie for number 3
I
and 4.
just think that's a whole episode in itself. Which, okay, look for in January, Ready Game Fire episode 52. What's better, Bethesda or Irrational Games?
Do it, man. That is an episode.
Numbers 3 or 4, the ever rocking Rockstar North and the irascible. I'm not doing that one again.
No,
It's not a word.
I know, man. Fucking
And the naughty dog.
I'm sure it's a
That
wrestle.
works easily.
I'm sure it's a
3 and
wrestle.
4.
3 and 4, Rockstar North and Naughty Dog.
man, that's tough.
Rockstar North, what we got there? We got GTA 4 and
The
5
same
pretty
game
much.
a few times.
The same game twice.
One with cowboys and
And
a couple without.
Yeah, but
No,
we were
they didn't
downplaying
make
how big
Red Dead,
those
did
games
they?
were.
We're not, yeah, and no, Red Dead was the other one, San
Rockstar
Diego.
South.
Yeah, exactly.
San Diego.
So
was it?
I was saying they didn't make
Yeah,
it.
yeah, they didn't. Yeah. It's GTA 4 and 5.
I gave them more
basically.
credit.
'Cause Red Dead's
than
obviously
deserved
the-
when I
By far
dismissed
the
them.
best of those three
I'd
games.
very
put,
true.
I'd put Rockstar ahead of.
And Naughty Dog,
Last-
obviously, we got
Naughty
Uncharted and Last of Us. That's their big contribution to this
And
generation.
Uncharted 2.
Uncharted 1, 2, 3, and
Uncharted
Last of Us.
3.
Oh, it has to be Naughty Dog, doesn't it?
I'm on Naughty Dog.
Then Last of Us is
Rockstar North did.
dull.
GTA
Last
4
of
and
Us is
5.
incredible.
You're incredible.
Thanks.
Last of Us. Last of Us is dull.
You played the dull bit of it.
Right,
I think
big
we're gonna.
bang
I think we're gonna come on to Last of Us in a bit, aren't we?
The first sort of maybe 6 hours I played, 7 hours.
Oh really?
Not bad
Last of
for a
Us is
dull
great
game.
because it is. I mean, this is what's about Killzone. Obviously, Last of Us is in a different league, but it takes itself slowly, and that's not for everyone. It's not for everyone.
Sure, man. I appreciate
Can't put them
how
in the
good it
same
was
league.
as I was
I'm not
playing.
putting the same league, but it's the same thing. Killzone is slower, and I appreciate that about
Killzone was born dead out of his own arsehole.
Hell.
Wow.
Max comes to play.
Wow, but it's the same. It's
Born
it's,
dead out of its own asshole.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is horrid.
Uncharted, obviously, I've talked
You need
about
to
enough.
have the
I
chat.
love them. I think they're incredibly strong games.
I'm gonna go with Rockstar because
It's got to be.
it pretty much gave birth to that genre, and every game they released.
Well, no, but this generation we're
What?
talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
In terms of this
But
generation, what they brought to the table.
Every time they released a game, they always raised the plateau further.
A couple of overrated Grand Theft Auto games.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
not overrated.
Five's exceptional, man, mainly because of online, but Five's
exactly.
exceptional.
Yeah, it's very strong.
Five's incredible.
Yeah.
4 was a technical innovation, but
Yeah.
in terms of the content, it was a bit flat.
Dry
It was
and
kind
dull.
of like
Oh,
GTA
man,
3. It was kind of setting the benchmark what they want to
Five's-
work on, but not.
Five's dried out
Expensive.
massively for me as well. There's nothing concrete in that game. Like there's a lot to look at, but you can't really do a lot with anything. Nothing really actually kind of.
It's about online.
But that's
Yeah,
always,
online's good.
It's always felt like that.
San
Like,
Andreas. I mean, maybe
GTA.
because it was.
I
so
I
big
agree
at
with
the time.
Steve's comment. There is a strong sense of familiarity in the game. Like when you're first playing it, you're like, "Oh shit, this is all brilliant, amazing, new stuff."
then
like
look
that.
at the
But
way
the more
that-
hours you put into it, the more you realise it is more or less the same mechanics in a slightly
Yeah.
larger world.
But then
But
look at the way
I
that.
can understand
Look
that
at the way that
criticism.
video
Naughty
games.
Dog went
But
from
that's
these.
it exactly. You know.
Naughty Dog went from these 3 pulp action games that a lot of people really loved and found connection with. Some people just thought were fun.
Crash
And then-
Bandicoot.
Crash Bandicoot.
Incredible game.
Very
And then
good,
they
yeah.
finished the generation with a 4th game that was something, but not in
Crash Team Racing.
Crash Team Racing. Uncharted Team Last of Us. Like,
Brilliant.
I found it. I found it
What?
Don't know.
a little bit overrated as well. But when I look back, I realised how good that game was and how incredible it is that a development studio changed their
Crash
wheels
Bandicoot
so
was
much.
a good game. Next award.
But it looks like
Rockstar North
My-
need to be applauded, and
Oh,
let's
yeah.
give them the award.
Okay.
Except they're not number one, are they?
no, they've taken number 3.
Let's give them the award
of number
third,
3.
of
The
third.
only thing with GTA 5 is that, and it's a weird thing they've come to. They don't give you anything back for doing stuff. I know some people don't need that, but when you do anything in that game, if you explore on that, there's nothing you can't really.
You know, you get a Nathan Drake belt buckle for buying Uncharted,
And
but
cosplay.
No,
what,
I mean,
what do they give you for playing
man.
GTA? Nothing.
It's a playground.
Something we all, yeah, exactly, and it's the funnest playground there is. And
Except for when you're driving the submarine.
Yeah.
That bored the shit out of me. It took
I-
10 minutes to drive that around the harbour.
something we always talk about on this podcast is humour in games. The GTA games, especially 5, well, they all
Rhythm
have.
with it.
They are always consistently funny, and they always make me laugh.
I reckon Mike laughs more during Uncharted than he does.
Of course,
Yeah.
but that's Mike, isn't he?
I
We covered Buffy last week, and Mike loves
time.
it. Buffy's his favourite show. Nathan Drake's his favourite video
5.
game.
I think the humour levels. It's all a bit more.
Yeah, well, I mean, humour's the most subjective thing in the
yeah,
world,
absolutely.
so we're obviously going to have different
Yeah.
preferences. But you know, talk to me about gaming humour. I'll tell you, Portal, GTA,
Yeah.
GTA.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no,
I think it's genius,
Yeah, but I mean, I
Space
found
games,
GTA games.
and the sheer amount of content you get in GTA as well, and it's all of such a high level. An inconsequential conversation you walk past, and
That's
it
great.
makes you laugh. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's so much the sheer volume that you get in those games. It's
I
crazy.
feel like GTA 5's come on the wrong side of puerile for some of its humour. It's not quite as GTA San Andreas.
Well, exactly.
and 3
See,
were a bit more.
and here's where the subjective thing comes
Yeah,
into it.
absolutely,
It's
absolutely.
perfect for
Yeah,
me.
yeah, yeah.
It's a little bit too puerile for you.
You're much older
You know,
from San Andreas
That's very
now,
true.
so
Very
humour
true.
wise.
Borderlands cracks a lot of people up. It's too wacky internet humor-y for me.
Borderlands is not funny, man.
Yeah, but a lot of people. It's
a good game,
A lot of people find it
multiplayer,
hilarious.
but it
Yeah,
is
I fucking hate
Tries
it.
to be funny though.
It's
I-
frat boy
For what it's
bullshit.
worth,
Yeah,
So that's
yeah.
3 and 4.
3 and 4.
It's easy
Oh
humor.
my god,
I
I, hate
vote
them.
Naughty Dog.
I know you
For
did.
what it's
I know you
worth.
did. Rockstar number 3, Naughty Dog number 4.
Vote
Yeah.
for 3-2.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
Oh, sorry, votes are 3-2. Sorry, there's not 2 more people in the room. Number 2, an undisputed number 2,
Mhm.
the voluptuous Valve.
Stop with this weird
The
adjectives.
voluptuous, did you say?
Yeah.
More voluptuous,
It's
big,
voluptuous.
big-breasted.
Mike.
It's voluptuous. not
Voluptuous.
Voluptuous.
So
No, but
Whatever.
it's Mike Power.
So, developer.
Mike, you missed your calling naming Willy Wonka chocolate bars.
Right?
Voluptuous.
Developer.
Developer.
Left 4 Dead. Portal.
They didn't develop.
Half-Life 3 this
They
generation.
did.
Half-Life
They,
Episode 2.
they didn't do Left 4 Dead, did they?
Yeah.
They did.
It
Team
was-
Fortress 2.
Portal
Dota.
1 they didn't do.
I thought the first Left 4 Dead was done by someone else.
Valve
wasn't
didn't
it?
They didn't
develop
do
Portal 1.
It was a university project that they agreed to take on board and put into the Orange Box collection.
Wow.
Well, they brought those
Yeah,
guys
they made
in.
the orange
didn't
box
They brought
in.
those guys
Yeah.
in.
And brought them
and
in.
they worked
Developed
for
by
them.
Valve.
Employees.
Developer.
And then created Valve.
What of a better word?
Developer.
So it
But they
was
weren't
made
together.
by Valve employees
No,
for
yeah,
Valve.
Not at the time, it wasn't. No.
Anyway,
It was a
that's-
university project. That then
They've churned
led to them
out.
being
They've
hired.
churned out more games than you
So, yeah.
think. They haven't made the one everyone wanted in Half-Life
No,
3.
but sure.
They got
Paul,
Dota
I didn't
2.
vote
But that's
for them.
almost why they're great for this generation, because they've kept
Mm.
everyone on tenterhooks the entire
Yeah.
fucking time with one game, and yet still put out so much else.
Yeah, we're
Left 4
not,
Dead is a game which is
Too fun.
yeah.
Orange Box is still the greatest bundle you can
Yeah,
buy.
yeah.
deal.
Those
Oh,
are-
what,
those
Humble
are
Indie?
Team
I think you
Fortress
should check out Humble Indie Bundle 5.
Metroid Prime trilogy, mate.
Orange Box, though, mate.
Brilliant.
I was very close to not putting Valve in my top 3, and then I just thought, just because I was going to say, and then I'll say on the podcast that they haven't developed anything this generation. But this gen, like Stuart was saying, Portal 1, Portal 2, Left 4 Dead 1, Left 4 Dead 2, Half-Life episodes,
Yeah, one
Orange
yeah,
Box.
Those are good, yeah.
and
But-
Steam.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, exactly. Let's
It's
not.
not a
Let's
game.
Not think
But
about
Steam's
that.
not this
Yeah.
generation,
No,
is it?
no, but-
Steam
no,
was
but-
just-
It's boomed in
It
this
was,
generation.
Everything-
It's defined this
if we're
generation.
going with
And the episodes probably aren't either, are they?
no, they
Close
are.
enough. Yeah, 2007 was
06
one
and
of
07.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
But Steam's defined
Yeah.
distribution
Think of
on
what
this.
Steam's
on
done
this
in the last
generation.
In a
7
similar
years.
way, though, like if we were doing this the generation before, Rockstar with all the GTA 3
Yeah.
and that shit, and Valve with Half-Life 2, yeah. But no, for me, like that, I don't think they've improved either of those companies on their.
Only if
But
you're
I-
looking at the games, but I was factoring in Steam because
Steam
you
is
can't
huge,
not.
They revived
Across
the
the whole
PC
thing.
market as well, didn't it, with Steam?
Yeah,
It brought
they
that-
single-handedly revived PC gaming.
Yeah,
Very true.
It's pretty impressive.
Even though EA
Can I
tried
change
to.
my votes? It's
Number 1,
Nintendo.
inevitable. No.
BioWare.
Who else could it be? It's the start.
Oh, no.
It's the start for Mass Effect dominance. So they're going to boss it for
This
the
is
rest
what
of
you
the
said last
So-
generation.
Yeah, you said I predicted Mass Effect whitewash.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
And was I wrong?
so
This surprised
No.
me. So for
So
for
BioWare, we're
developers.
looking at Dragon Age.
They've
and
made
Mass
the-
Effect.
We're looking at Mass Effect.
They've made-
We're looking at Mass
patchy as
Effect.
fuck.
I didn't like Dragon Age.
Dragon Age 1,
Exactly.
good. Dragon Age 2,
As a series, and obviously the problem is, because this is kind of going to tie in with the franchise award as well, but they've made the defining series of this generation, really. Mass Effect is huge. Everyone,
probably
they're,
Modern Warfare, isn't it?
It says a lot about this generation, doesn't it?
but it's the,
Oh,
for an actual next
I
gen
hope
game,
not.
It-
Hope
it-
not.
for what
No,
next
but-
generation gaming should be, or this
Yeah,
generation
it
gaming
panned
should
the
be.
generation almost completely. It tied it in together. It
The whole
used DLC incredibly well. It
Continuing
was-
story,
yeah.
it's fantastic.
Yeah, multiple endings, kind of.
One on
Yeah,
In
podcast.
terms
I mean-
of who survives and
Yeah.
stuff.
Sure.
Gangster.
Well enough.
And your decisions carry over across the games, which
Yeah.
no other game's really done just yet, although Walking Dead 2 is coming out soon.
Sure, but that's
But-
just a small game compared to
Yeah.
Mass Effect. Like it's
Yeah.
it's
a AAA blockbuster that
yeah.
ties everything in like that.
Yeah, if the Bioshock trilogy had been as well intertwined, they'd been a bigger shout. But obviously, they have that kind of patch. Well, in that they didn't develop.
They didn't have to shit on Shepard right at the end, though. I
Yeah.
just didn't like it.
I remember thinking the first 2 hours of Mass Effect 1 when I first bought it, I was like, fuck, this game's awful. And then
Yeah, I did.
once you start leveling up a little bit,
Yeah.
Or in
and
one.
you're no longer wobbling a fucking rifle all over the place,
I knew,
didn't
and
get past
yeah,
that
it was
point.
good.
because I was late to Mass Effect, I knew about the flaws of one.
Yeah.
And it was all about cracking on.
Still,
3 to
it was
2.
still a tough hump to get over.
But I enjoyed
Yeah.
it a lot because
Yeah.
the story is really
Yeah,
strong in one.
but
so.
no, I mean the hump is not Mass Effect 1. The hump is within Mass Effect 1, and once you get over that hump, you can enjoy Mass Effect 1
Yeah,
still,
absolutely.
even though it's. I mean,
At the time, though,
Yeah.
there was no. That,
Yeah.
that wasn't a noticeable thing.
I know, but I mean, I played it like
Yeah,
Steve
yeah.
late. I played
And
it.
there is a moment after you finish one, and you're like, well, I'm going to go straight on to 2, and 2's just it's glorious
Yeah.
after playing 1
Yeah.
so soon. Like it's so slick.
You've-
Bioware made Old Republic as well.
Oh, of course, yeah, we do. Yeah,
We had an
do,
entire like Christmas of
course.
just playing that, and
We
that
do
was
forget
brilliant
about
fun as well.
Was that 2 years ago?
2 years
Yeah,
ago.
it
Yeah.
was
It was
that, yeah.
flawed, but it was
Flawed but
it's
fun.
the only RPG I've ever RPG
MMO.
MMO I've ever played, and probably the only one I ever will play. So,
Mass Effect, in terms of scope, and people criticise the ending, but it's still such a huge
It's still-
achievement for
yeah.
story in gaming, and it is one of the best contemporary sci-fi stories
Yeah,
ever told.
definitely.
And the
And
fact
I can't wait for more stories in the Mass Effect universe.
Yeah.
I wish they were done in a way just because
But they
No,
can't be.
no,
can
no,
they?
no,
they can't be. But I
Tell
can
me-
No. It's good that the
Yeah.
Shepard story's done, but it's like Star Wars. If on paper, it could be great. A vast universe you could tell infinite stories
Yeah.
within. So it's going to be just because you're
until
not
you
going to be
get
Shepard
Mass
anymore.
Effect prequels.
Unless it's
And
going to be
then
like, unless it will be like carbon copies of
Yeah.
the characters that we knew from the last series. Anyway, but
Doesn't worry.
it's exciting possibilities.
Of course.
And the time I spent with Mass Effect,
Yeah.
even though I wouldn't say it was my favorite game of the generation, it's
All combined.
Fuck it, yeah,
It's still very
that
enjoyable.
trilogy combined is, like I said, it's a great modern sci-fi story. And in my childhood, I had the Star Wars films, and when I was in my teens, I had the Lord of the Rings films. But I've not got that epic trilogy, at this stage of my life. But
The Hobbit.
Mass Effect would probably be that
Yeah.
trilogy.
It's so
The Cornetto trilogy.
Oh, God.
Fucking well done.
It's
Anyway.
pretty average. Beautiful. Well done, BioWare. Biggest disappointment of the generation.
Kai Connolly.
Yep, and his mum.
Oh no, it's you, isn't it? I know you're
No,
the
I'm the
worst thing.
worst thing about this
Yeah.
generation.
So we knew it was going to be bad.
But no, it's last
and then it
generation,
was
though.
bad.
It's this generation. So narrowly missing out on top 5. So there are only 7 were
Kai Connolly.
Kai Connolly's mum. Yeah, fuck it.
I would.
The 2 items on the list that made it without being in the top 5 were the lack of original IP from Nintendo, which is
Yeah.
incredibly disappointing. But no one seemed to care.
That should be number
People, I
one.
think people just don't actually care about.
Give a
Nintendo
shit.
anymore.
No one cares.
That's the problem. And Connect didn't make it
Sad.
in, so well done. The top 5 are number 5 is the PlayStation Move. Boo!
I'd agree.
I mean, yeah, but it works.
I'd be up for doing this all quite quickly.
I'm going to
Moving
smash
on
it.
to
I quite like it.
Works-
What's for?
It works better than Connect, right? And
Yeah.
now the technology in Move is
Good for the control.
being
It-
utilised amazingly in PS4, right?
It works well within its obvious limited limitations.
Well, I played a lot of Start the
so that's
Party.
fine. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine,
yeah,
but
yeah.
disappointing because it was supposed to be the Wii, but better.
Fair enough,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's shameful almost.
Number
That-
4, those outrageous video game fans who fuck everything up with their
Wah!
petitions and their
Oh,
wiring.
kill yourselves, developers, because my favourite character's not in your sequel. Oh, Metacritic, 10 or 0. Oh, this journalist is presenting a video on this website. She's a dyke. She's ugly. Wah, wah, wah. It's unbelievable.
They suck.
We're trying to further ourselves, people, as a fucking medium. Let's leave these scrotes behind.
You can argue that that's not so much video game as just internet people. Because
But the problem is
if I read
Keyboard
any
warriors.
Yeah.
tennis article, there'll be the most annoying
Yeah.
Federer and Nadal fans just bitching like
Yeah,
twats
but they're
for
definitely,
about
they're definitely
100
video game
messages.
fans, though, aren't
Yeah,
they?
internet.
Just remove the
Inter-
comments.
Just any fans of
Internet
anything.
always gives vocal minority a fucking
Yeah.
forum to be knobs. But I think you are right. I think there is a particular
They hurt us.
preponderance amongst video
Yeah.
game fans.
It's
Because
like-
also they're going to be the most
It's true. People,
tech savvy,
It's like football hooligans with football. They give the whole thing a bad
but
name.
they yell in the stadium.
What?
They don't go online.
No,
They yell shit in the stadium.
they burn streets.
they-
Oh,
merger.
yeah. Tied for number 2 and 3.
Not so bad.
we have to vote for this one, do we?
Yep. 2 of the big failings and 2 of the big consoles. The Red Ring of Death and the PlayStation 3 launch.
Red
See-
Ring of Death, easily higher.
Because I've come to terms with Xbox One being a poor launch, really.
Oh.
I didn't vote for either of those because it's normal.
It happens
isn't
at launch.
Yeah,
It's normal,
I
isn't it?
agree,
Fuck it,
yeah.
it's fine.
Red Ring of Death is normal.
Red
No.
Ring's got to be.
It most certainly is not.
Red Ring has to be
Personally,
above that,
disappointing
surely.
was PS3 launch was disappointing because of how it hampered them for so long, and it did suck what they did.
I mean, I didn't buy a
And
launch.
not nailing it. I did, and I loved it, but. Imagine if they'd come out stronger, how different things would be if they'd actually been smarter like they have with the PS4.
Yeah, but-
Red Ring is the second most disappointing thing about this generation, but thankfully, in a way, to show our sensitivity, the biggest disappointment is the number of studio closures.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
absolutely
Aren't
tragic.
we great?
Man.
Psygnosis and some other
Yeah,
big ones.
Liverpool. Yeah, it's, I mean, even
publishers
even up
left,
to
right,
publishers,
centre.
yeah,
Yeah,
THQ,
it's crazy.
and,
Studio Liverpool, yeah.
And possibly even
so-
Capcom. if
so
they shape
Zipper,
up.
and everyone's looking. It's risky people. It's because it's scary. You see someone close down, even from the small studios to a big publisher like THQ, it's just scary because.
Yeah, because these hold a lot of
Yeah.
our childhood memories and things like
Well,
that.
in this generation, we've
There's
had
jeopardy.
the credit crunch and the recession, and a lot of people were going around saying that the games
Yeah, it
industry
was
was recession proof,
recession-proof,
and then it just actually happened a little bit late.
Well, the other thing that we've had is obviously a change of pricing, haven't we? Change in pricing model.
Yeah.
which is
Adapt or die.
starting on PC and mobile, which obviously wasn't even a viable platform before this. Changing ways of paying for things, which some people just, aren't prepared for.
It's because it's quite a rapid change in industry, I've noticed. You go back to 2005, like you mentioned, no one was even thinking about mobile phones at that point. And now here we are, next gen is like a secondary device that you use alongside your main console.
Isn't it?
We're going to tweet this from the Ready Game Fire Twitter account, but this picture of Mike holding a PS3 above his head is what I think when I think of the PS3 launch.
I have long hair. I didn't even post my PS4.
You look like
picture.
a possessed Ron Jeremy right there.
Yeah, boy.
Who are those Mexican children in the picture behind
Those are my niece and nephew,
you? They-
Mequano and Vilmano.
Carlos
Horrified.
and Maria.
So yeah, God rest you, studio closures. Mejor franquismo. The...
God, let's not. Let's go back to English.
Oh, sorry.
Los mejores videojuegos del mundo.
Exactly what I said. I
Do
said
it in-
franchismo.
Do it in normal.
What's Chris doing?
Tweeting the picture of you.
What's Brilliant.
Hashtag
There you
PlayStation memories.
PlayStation.
PlayStation.
But that was the day that I was... Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, go back on our Twitter feed and look for hashtag PlayStation Memories. Here's a tweet from us. It's a picture of Mike, and that is the image of the PS3 launch.
Best franchise of the last generation.
Last generation.
Angry Birds didn't get any points.
Good. Move on.
Had to be there though.
Yeah.
Represent the
One
mobile
trick
scene.
pony.
Tied for 4, 5, and 6. So we've got to eliminate one out of the top 5, and the rest will make 4 and 5.
Okay, cool.
We've
Let's do
got Uncharted,
it. Yeah,
Little Big Planet,
yeah.
and Gears of War.
Gears of War,
Oh
drop it.
no.
Done. Move on.
That's a terrible one.
What's the
That's
category?
This is best franchise of
Excellent,
generation.
excellent.
The
Oh,
very best.
Little-
These games, sorry, just to clarify,
So, Little Big Planet.
the rule we counted here was they must have had at least 3 games that started in this generation.
quickly counted
Well, Little Big's got.
who's
It's
here.
got
and
4.
I don't
5.
like Gears' chances.
So, Gears, Little Big Planet.
Uncharted.
Well,
We got to put 4, 5, and 6 here.
Uncharted is 4, Gears is 5, and Little Big Planet is 6.
But that's not
That's
how it's
it.
going to go.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. It's going to go Little Big Planet 4, Uncharted 5.
Well, now I
Gears-
feel like I have to
Do you know what,
play
though?
devil's...
Fuck you, Gears is 4.
Do you know what I have to play? I feel like I have to play devil's advocate because, again, when Mike and Mac are telling me, swearing on their mother's graves, that there was an Xbox drought the second half of this last generation. Yeah, you swore. But, it's like, even though people in this room, the majority of us aren't Gears of War players, are we going to look at what it's done for other people
Yeah, it's
and,
great. But when you
and,
get-
and
but-
the generation?
But
and
Gears 3 came out in, what, 2011?
Oh,
And was relatively
No, but it's-
ignored?
Gears 1 and Gears 2.
Dumb.
I don't think it was ignored. Maybe it was a bit
okay,
dumb.
anecdotally, the
But
Gears
Gears-
of War fan I know were burnt out by then. They were not.
There was quite a long Gears 3 beta, which lasted about 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
And that just got battered. There was 4 maps. It got battered. It was great. I never really played Gears 3.
I'll tell you one thing that's important. Looking at it, really, we're talking about the whole generation of franchise. Gears of War totally deserves to be up here.
Yeah.
because-
I mean,
just
we remember seeing that
Just-
Mad World advert for the
yeah.
first
I
time.
just
Just
remember this is
unquestionably.
franchise, isn't
Yeah.
it? And so
Of
yeah,
the
I will
generation.
vote Gears over Little Big Planet because I only enjoyed one Little Big Planet game.
So
You enjoyed no Gears of War games.
But the point is, I appreciate what
Yeah.
Gears did.
This
Whereas
is what
for
I'm
me,
saying, this
yeah,
is what
but
I'm
there's
saying.
one Little Big
By
Planet
not
game,
playing.
and then
Sure.
there's a copy of it on the Vita and
Yeah.
a,
Well, an
a
improvement.
PSP and a copy of it that was a sequel.
Well, let's not look at what Little Big Planet did as well in terms of creativity on consoles and creating games. Get Project Spark coming to Xbox One is still mimicking that exact type of play, create, share.
Yeah,
the whole
yeah.
concept of
But-
sharing on
But
PS4
compared
now
to
is
Gears, it's not going to have that kind of influence.
Well, what was that?
Isn't
a good
Uncharted...
third person.
It popped-
Uncharted
it was-
gameplay's influence.
For a lot of
Yeah.
people, it was like the first third-person shooter a lot of people played. Like it was a big third-person shooter that
Mate,
came
I'm not
out.
questioning it.
Look, for me, I like Resi 4 and that really.
And they're very
Forgive
different,
me. I'd
very
agree.
different
First-
games. Those,
yeah,
aren't
I agree.
and that tightened up the controls so much.
Yeah.
You could
Yeah.
move,
But you-
while
Cover,
shoot.
to cover shooter.
Yeah.
But
this
Gears
is-
have got the problem of starting so strong and then.
No, that's not a problem though.
Well-
That's only a problem in your eyes.
Well, we're talking about a franchise, the way it
Yeah.
evolved, how it evolved through the generation. It's just.
Are
But if-
we?
but if
Or
you-
are we just-
Well, I mean,
But if
you
you
know, we're
start-
talking how we want to do it.
If you start strong and then stay there,
sure,
that's fine.
Yeah.
And can you say Gears really stagnated? I mean, just because, like I said, I mean, this is really hard because I mean,
Yeah.
if I was being honest about it, not in terms of personal preference, but if I was being,
objective.
Uncharted might have to be third, only because of what Little Big Planet bought in terms of create share.
Sure.
Gears created the model for which we're used to now, and we don't.
Yeah.
When we trash Gears on this podcast,
Idiots.
I think we,
Uninformed.
we do know
Yeah.
how vital it's been. You know what I mean?
I'd say though, I mean, again, it's not really an indicator that should be followed, but more games are still trying to imitate Uncharted.
For what it's done for cinematic gaming,
Yeah.
Uncharted deserves to be here without a doubt.
Well, they all deserve to be. That's the
Gears is
point.
very cinematic as well, and
Yeah.
a lot of people, Uncharted was
Like
always
it's done.
coined as, the PlayStation's Gears, or it often was if you want a third-person shooter.
Yeah, but
PlayStation.
but on Uncharted,
Because the shooting was never the strongest part.
But
of Uncharted.
they're reversed. The important
Yeah, they
parts
are
of them are
flipped,
reversed.
yeah.
Another big thing for Gears is, and this was definitely the case for me, and a lot of people,
yeah.
it was that game when you first saw it is the first time I was like,
Yeah,
what the
the first
fuck
HD
is this
next-gen
generation?
game.
It looks so good.
You're not
Yeah,
wrong. You are
it's true.
not
And
wrong.
Grab
that
me by
is-
the bollards.
Uncharted
Yeah.
looks so good, and that was Uncharted 2. in particular.
Uncharted did the same for me though.
Uncharted
when I
1
when I
did.
saw Uncharted, I was
But
like,
Gears, like the first, one of the early
Yeah,
levels,
yeah,
just
yeah.
chucking it down with
But that was
rain.
before. You're right. Okay, right.
It also
It-
popularised Horde Mode, which
It's
let's not
all
forget
strong.
was big on every
But
game
that's a
for
tough
the
one,
whole
because that-
middle of this generation.
I can honestly
Exactly.
say, in the
And it's
last,
now we're now bored of it
Yeah.
now. already.
in the last 5 minutes of this conversation, my vote
Yeah,
was
you
very
have.
much flipped.
That's how it goes.
fuck, I can't
4,
do
5,
this.
6, Uncharted.
I think we should start at 6. Say which one should be 6, then we move on. Which
All
one should be
right.
5th
Gears of
and
War.
4th?
Yeah, fine. Last.
Little
6.
Big Planet should be sick.
Gears.
Little Big Planet.
But are we doing our favourites or what?
No,
we
we're
generally-
doing the sixth one. The
Go
sixth
with
one.
your gut now.
Which
What
one
we
should be
talked about.
number 6?
But my gut is my preference, isn't it?
That's of
So
course
I
it
have
is.
to put Gears of War at number 6,
that has
even though I now feel bad for
Yeah,
doing
no,
it.
but it's time for this. It's
So,
so
so now,
Okay, no. Do you know what? Do you know
Doesn't
what? Do you know
make
what?
sense.
But the general consensus
The
is
gear should be top.
because we love Little Big Planet.
Yeah.
A lot of people complain. A lot of people don't like how it plays.
Sure.
A lot of people.
Sure.
You talk to a lot of people. They go, nah, not really. Nah.
are you still sticking?
Come on,
So,
Chris.
You're not going to be happy though.
That's fine.
But this is generally how I feel it
Okay,
should be.
okay.
What I feel it needs to be.
Yeah.
Gears, Little Big Planet, Uncharted. I'm sorry.
Gears
I'm
top.
sorry. yes.
Wow.
That's what he said.
So
I'm going to also say I think it should go Gears, Uncharted, Little Planet.
I think it should
There's
go
order.
Gears, Uncharted, Little Big
Wow,
Planet.
things have changed.
Yeah.
Shit.
I think
Wow.
it should be Gears, Uncharted, Little Big Planet.
Wow.
Because
Yeah.
I was still.
For this generation,
Suck it up, Mikey
it's
boy.
like it is Gears. Gears is just Gears is the Xbox exclusive Modern Warfare.
Yeah, but, does,
So
but,
start
did,
again, start
but
again.
didn't Gears
6.
almost like...
Imagine if you loved Gears, right? Imagine if you
yeah.
loved it. And imagine how different the generation would have been for you because you would have played so much Gears on your Xbox.
But,
And then this imaginary drought, you
not
would have been
bad,
like, Mac would have been like, what about the drought? And you've been like, shut up, man.
Have you played
shut
Judgment?
up! I played it in
It's
2011.
like Judgment.
But you know what's important here is that
Yeah, you do.
actually you've got two people who aren't even really big fans of Gears of War game jumping on Gears of War. That
No,
says a
only-
lot.
but
no,
look-
I'm saying that's
yeah.
good. It says a lot.
Yeah.
It says a lot.
Yeah.
And the most balanced comment.
And you've got the most
Take it
fanboyish
here.
Gears of War guy over there.
I am balanced with
So,
you're
fuck.
a piece of shit.
so
It
number
looks-
6 was Little Big Planet, number 5 is Uncharted, number 4 is Gears of War. Done. Number 3 in franchises. That little Bioshock.
Brilliant.
Disappointed. No.
Yeah, didn't want to.
2
Too low.
Yeah, 2 was.
shouldn't be. Just how bad 2 is drags that
It's
franchise
not bad.
down
It's not a
too
bad
much.
game though. We always. It's not a bad game. It's just a
Yeah,
Can't,
it's
can't
not-
we,
Another one.
Why
Poor
can't we ignore
game.
2?
A weak name.
because then it's not really.
Would you
then,
have it higher up if there was just 2 games?
But then it falls out of our franchise.
It
No,
was-
but just because a publisher wants to whore out the name,
But
you
it
know,
was-
it doesn't.
You
It's
mean
not.
like
a
Microsoft
classy
did with
hall.
Gears? Every publisher wants to do it. It's money.
To be
isn't
fair,
it?
to the
Yeah, no, I
point,
know.
Judge-
My point is, I don't think Bioshock 2 being what it is can detract from the other 2 games. Just don't play it.
No.
Having said that, if someone were to tell me just ignore the Star Wars prequels, I'd punch them in the face because it's forever
We are
ruined
talking
something great.
franchises. We are talking franchises, and we did determine franchises need to have 3 games.
That's a fine
So
position for it, I think.
It's fine. I mean,
I guess the fact it's got 2 10 out of 10 games in its franchise and 1 4 out of 10.
it's not a 4, it's an 8.
It's a 7.
It's a good 8 average.
One 10 out of 10, one 11 out of 10, and Bioshock 2.
Franchise number 2.
It had 2 hands.
An absolute bulldozer of a series. It's the Modern Warfare franchise.
Oh no.
So
You
that's
know,
again,
UFA online. Yeah.
Get
Num-
for the
number
gun,
one.
mate. You don't know for sure what number 1 is, so don't worry about
we
it.
do though.
So Modern Warfare's
If
pretty
it's
good,
not
huh,
in the
Steve?
top
Modern
six,
Warfare.
it's a disgrace.
Modern Warfare's a pretty good series, Steve, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I mean, I bet that my number 1. That's
Street Fighter 4 should be. Like,
We didn't
Street
count-
Fighter 4 is a series.
if we're going,
Street Fighter 4 is a good franchise.
That's so
Franchise,
true.
Yeah.
if we're going back to like what Gears
Sure, yeah.
did for whatever
Trials has
wants
got
to be.
3. No, it's got 2.
It's
Modern
got Urban
Warfare,
Trials on Vita.
It's got 3!
Every FPS wants to be Modern Warfare.
I know. But do they
And
anymore?
they all-
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
not anymore. But for a few years there,
Yeah.
It's
2006
single-handedly.
to 2007 to
Yeah.
like 2010,
It's a fun time,
It was
wasn't it?
just ridiculous.
It can-
Killzone 2, Battlefields,
Yeah.
No, Battlefield's different.
If you ask me,
The single player in Battlefield 3 is
Yeah, but you never-
shamelessly.
That's why you never bother with single player in Battlefield.
Yeah, but
Why
I
is it
want
in there
to
then?
because I
Why?
bought it. Because I bought it.
But give a shit about it.
I really don't want single player to die out. Look at Titanfall. They're not even doing single player. It's all multiplayer. Because a lot of people play multiplayer, sure. But there are loads of people there who love the single player campaigns in games. And Steve, Mike, and me, single player is why we love Modern Warfare, right? Well,
Absolutely.
we played multiplayer as well. I played quite a bit of COD multiplayer. But
I mean-
the single player. I mean,
It's a weird reason to love Modern
No,
Warfare.
it's not- it's not-
Beyond the first
it's
couple
not a
of
weird
games,
reason.
Even just beyond the first game, it's a weird reason to love Modern Warfare.
What?
not at all.
Multiplayer?
It's not at all.
I can honestly say, for
I think
no,
me,
it's not for Modern Warfare. It's not.
I think it's just a bit cool to hate on it, but
Yeah.
it's actually
For
brilliant.
me, what's weird is my best experience of Modern Warfare, multiplayer was the first one, co-op was the second one, and single player was the third one.
There's a lot of complaints that by 3 everything's too over the top, and especially with the London scenes of those vans exploding, innocent people dying. But it
forgot about
it
that.
is quite OTT.
was lame.
But here's the thing: it's like Modern Warfare sort of brought the cinematic blockbuster to video games, I'd say, and. You know, you're going to get a lot of shit blockbusters in the cinema, aren't you? A lot of shit blockbusters. But then you'll get Die Hard. Do you know what I mean? A good blockbuster is one of the greatest visceral thrills you can have. And therefore, for what they are, the Modern Warfare games need to be applauded. Single player is great, man. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, the single player got better and better.
Even though 3 wasn't the original team, they finished off the story, Captain Price's story, and it was decent.
And they didn't need to. That's what's great about the story.
Yeah,
they didn't. They could have really given up. They never gave up on this.
As a
Do
lot-
you know what?
It's
I'm
mad.
thinking I'm maybe allowing my thoughts to be a little bit sidetracked by just the rest of the Call of Duty games, rather than
There are
just,
some-
rather than just
We're talking about Modern Warfare.
Yeah,
Those
that's
3
why
Modern
we
I think I've
Warfare.
got like
As
Black
a,
Ops
like-
in mind as well, and Ghost.
You talk earlier about like Orange Box being like best package of this generation, or whatever. But like Modern Warfare 2 in particular, I mean the single player is fantastic, the multiplayer has always been fantastic, and the co-op was fantastic.
Yeah.
Modern Warfare 3 was the same, and obviously just Modern Warfare 1 was just a great single player and multiplayer game. But like having all of that in those games, there's so much to
Yeah,
play in
it's
that.
insane.
Like I don't even play the multiplayer,
Yeah, and we played.
but I loved Spec Ops. That was probably my favourite game experience
Spec
this
Ops is
generation.
ridiculous.
And because of that, I put like days into
Yeah.
those
You
games
played Spec
without
Ops
even
twice.
doing the multiplayer.
So you got 48 hours. You got 48 hours
Yeah,
of Spec
yeah.
Ops, about 12 hours of single player, and 0 hours of multiplayer.
and yeah,
You can play whatever you want in that game. There's loads to pick and
there's
choose.
so,
It's
and
incredible.
it is kind of like the Orange Box in that sense.
It's 2013 now, and we're all to different levels of extent burnt out on first-person shooters, especially war shooters. But you've got to remember, you know, what Modern Warfare's done, and you know, just because it's flooded the
What's the name of a Spec Ops mission? Flood the market. Nerdy
Talking
little-
of Spec Ops, the #1 franchise of the generation.
what could it be?
Spec Ops: The Line.
Oh,
Yeah. Spec Ops. It's Mass Effect. Dun, 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 dun.
Don't let him post it.
that's a shock.
It's a shock. Mass Effect is
Wow.
the franchise of generation. We've kind of already
We already
splurged
praised
on
it.
it.
We've
So,
discussed it.
Which is convenient because we said Mass Effect. It sums up generations being ambitious, big, bold.
How about in the next game?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
bring
yeah,
back the
yeah.
Mako missions, but make them really good. Thanks.
And also, I mean, progressive as well, of course. You know, with
Kill
stuff
Ashley.
talking about stuff like same-sex relationships, fuck whoever you want, love whoever you want. Like
Well, he said
that's
fuck first, everybody.
yeah, that's more
Fuck and
important.
then love. That's the Mike
Yeah.
Power
Of
way.
course you do.
And
What's going on up here?
That I mean, you can't underrate that as an important element.
Yeah.
of,
I
a
wouldn't.
massive debate.
I haven't.
Debate about
Who said that I
generation.
did? Because I didn't.
I heard it.
No, wrong.
Oh,
the
Cover
best
it.
franchise of this generation.
This is-
rightly so. It's one.
Yeah, check out Ready Game Fire 20 for extensive Mass Effect
Yeah.
chat.
It's
Yeah.
a more than deserved winner.
What award do we move on to next?
Well,
Mike?
the next award it's for the best gaming platform in this generation.
Oh dear.
Not just like
This is
platformers,
huge.
not Mario Land 3D. Or
Shelves.
literally a platform
Shelves.
for your TV.
Shelves, but not carpet, according to Mac. If you
No.
put your games consoles on
Dead.
the carpet, it will break them immediately.
I
Said
can-
Mac.
That's what I said, yeah.
I can tell you what didn't win. It wasn't PSP, DS, or mobile.
Good.
Although mobile did come higher than DS and PSP. so-
Mobile really should be.
whatever.
Yeah,
in
it
this.
really
It
is.
deserves a lot of
It should
nods.
probably
Yes.
be
I wouldn't
number
say-
1 with Steam.
Number 4. It's the Wii.
Yeah,
Respectable.
Fair enough.
Fine, yeah, move on.
it was my.
We had a Wii
That seems
episode.
low.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Do you really
I
think,
don't
do you
think-
think do you think it would come higher than that in this?
I don't think
generation?
PC is allowed to be in this because it's not.
No.
Oh, it is.
fuck.
It's intergenerational. So
No, but we
But
look,
it's
but,
still
only,
had
but
a
we got to look at it
preference
from.
in the
We're
generation.
looking at it from 2005 to now.
Yeah.
We're looking at the time it's been out from the Xbox. So yeah,
And it's made a massive transformation. It was
Yeah.
dying and it's suddenly
totally deserves to
massive
be in
contender again.
the Wii should be above the PC.
it. No.
No.
He is incorrect.
Yeah, he is.
The Wii should be above, but what it did for where it brought gaming this generation, it
To the casuals.
no, yeah. I mean, think about what it did for gaming this. I mean, you know, would your granddad play a LAN game of Doom with you on the
Yeah.
PC? No.
Would I want
Would you do Wii bowling? Well, just because you don't love your granddad,
It's
Mac,
true, you don't.
doesn't mean that
Oh,
everyone
right.
hates theirs. Us quote unquote hardcore gamers, we all got burnt out on the Wii. But once again, like me, but not being a Gears fan, I still recognise what it did.
Yeah.
And the Wii, you can't. Once again, you can't
But don't you-
downplay its significance.
Don't you think that effect's really waned dramatically? Like since those first, I mean, you look at the Wii U as the after effect, but you look at the last few years on the Wii, like nothing.
Once again, though, think about old people's homes.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think that
Yeah.
they're getting used out their Wii? I was like, oh god,
They're
have
not.
it's like, oh Doris, have you not picked up Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze? No, I'm still playing Wii Bowling. Do you know what I mean? There was no drought there.
Well, Wii Sports wasn't the best game list, but didn't get.
I fucking voted for Wii Sports
Yeah, rightly so. That was-
because I think sometimes if you pull your head out of your ass,
yeah,
I'd rather hang out with a Wii owner than a PC owner. 9 out of 10 times.
So you'd rather have Sunny than Dallimore.
Because I'd be like, New Super Mario Brothers Wii? Sure. Or it'd be like, hey, do you want to talk about Rad Shadows? Well, no.
Yes, please.
Well, not in any way, shape, or form.
it would just be called Rados actually.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Tied for second place.
Mm.
It's PC
And Xbox
and
360.
PS3.
Whoa!
For second and third.
Second and third.
It's PC.
It's weird, isn't it?
It's
Because,
PS3.
because PS3 is like the opposite of a PC. Because it was built with alien technology from the planet Venus.
Oh, warp drive.
And nothing's sort of compatible with it, really.
As Ken
You
kids
know.
are arguing.
What a transformation though the PS3 did it
What a
pulled
way to
it
transform your
up and down
console.
and up again. It's a crazy.
I think we
There
know
we
what's
are.
going to win.
Do we though?
Yeah, PS3 is going to win.
I'm voting PS3.
Yeah, I'm going to vote PS3.
PS3.
Well, like I said, I think PC is intergenerational, so I don't think it's got a
No,
place.
I really can't underestimate the importance of PC. I vote for PS3, PC, and then mobile.
Well, I mean, I suppose you can only play Cookie Clicker on the PC.
I think
so-
a lot of the more interesting and innovative things have happened on PC
On the Wii,
rather
yeah.
than PS3.
No, incorrect.
So, well, you may say that, but you.
There's a wider amount
Idiot.
on PC.
Wrong
On PC,
about
there is
everything.
You've not played Journey.
That's
true.
true, Jenny.
No, you haven't.
all the way through.
have.
All the way
No,
through.
well,
I just haven't finished.
Daisy
oh, you didn't
I
manage.
played Daisy.
DayZ's out now on.
yeah, on PC.
Oh, sorry, Stu. You
Yeah.
didn't manage to get through that 2-hour Journey
It
campaign.
was too hard.
We
Did you have to keep checking on your driver installation process over there on your PC?
It
we
was-
can't not look at how everything PS4 is trying to do now is to
How many
be like a PC.
We can't not.
So-
we have to look at the PS3.
No, I'm voting PS3 and I am, but I don't think it's
Well,
fair
we've
to say PC doesn't
established
deserve its
that
place.
we've
That's
established
what
that you guys are closed-minded, so
Sure.
PS3 takes it. That's
Well, hold on. Which one has Minesweeper on it again?
that was the
Oh, PC then.
PC, yeah. The PC is fucking amazing. Like I regret
It's quite good,
not-
yeah. I'm a fan of DOS and
I really-
printers and printers.
I regret not playing even more. But I played so much more PC in this generation that I was playing than any other. I used to play quite a lot, and now this generation just played loads.
I would have liked, to join in, but unfortunately, my lottery grant never appeared, and my loan was turned down. So unfortunately, I couldn't join you. I couldn't play Old Republic with you guys because
Yeah.
I didn't have an.
I couldn't see half of Old Republic because of my PC. But it doesn't matter though. I still it's
It does for me because I couldn't play any of it.
Has that come through now, though? Now that you've
lottery,
got like
lottery
two
grant.
it must have
Lottery grant,
something
yeah.
must have happened. Yeah, you got
Yeah,
two
the
consoles.
lotto.
No, yeah, but it's all. I spent it all on the consoles.
Yeah, boy. Good decision though.
Yeah,
But the thing with PC is that it just did so much. It was so open. Like it really said, look, gaming should be an open platform. It shouldn't be locked down on these different things. You should be able to come in, develop what you want. Steam greenlight. You should be able to just come in, make a game, and that's what PS4
And they said,
wants to do.
and they said, Google.com
No, they don't.
needs to
They
run
don't
in
wanna do that. That's the whole
Firefox
point.
and Internet Explorer. They said, let's make everything on everywhere. Let's make, you want to be able to open YouTube in all of your browsers, right? And let me tell you this: if you're what? Well, let me tell you this. Well, when I fire up Amnesia, why can't I play with the gamepad?
Christmas tree.
Because
on the flip side, though, you can't plug a keyboard and mouse into a console.
Nah,
they
yeah,
don't
good shit.
support
You could-
in
Yes,
games
you can.
either.
You could plug a keyboard into
Won't work,
360. I think you'll find.
You could
PS4.
plug a mouse
Can you
in.
play the game?
You're
with
not
it?
playing games.
You can't number 2.
If it was a typing game,
You could plug a keyboard into a Dreamcast and a mouse into a SNES. Next.
excellent.
But number 1 is, of course, the Nokia N game. It's the Xbox 360.
Best PC ever.
Now, the points were. Bear in mind, everyone who voted, their top vote got 3 points, second vote got 2 points, 1 point.
Don't-
So between.
Stop explaining it. The
Between-
360 wins.
No, what-
Xbox.
I'm trying to show how close. I'm trying to show how close it
No,
was.
360 whitewash.
But whitewash, there have been some whitewash here. This isn't one of them. Between them, PC, Xbox 360, and PS3 were all at 22 points. Until a certain Mr. Jables came in and changed his DS back to an Xbox 360 at last place and gave it.
That's
that
because he
extra
knows
1
what's
point.
up.
But fuck it, the 360. The best thing about the 360 did was just to snatch away that victory at the start of this generation. Was just insane.
What?
Snatch away that victory.
What are you on about?
From the PS2,
Why
Xbox
is
to
there
PS2.
so much hate about. Like,
Yeah, you just can't. It's just
compliment.
weird. It's just a crazy way that you look at it. No, but the reason why people like me and Stu go, what? When you say stuff, it's because of the way you look at the. It's mental.
Yeah.
It's like obviously the best
What?
thing. And then you're like obviously 360's biggest achievement this generation was the questionable win.
No,
over
it was
the
the
PS2 at the start.
incredible success that it came from Xbox.
Yeah, but you didn't say that though, did you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
No, you didn't.
you went
the way it won.
snatched the victory.
said,
Oh yeah, because again, well, we know it's football terms. It's talking about like your team, but it's you've got to respect.
Last minute.
You've got to respect that, and
End of the day, you do have to respect that. You're
yeah,
right.
you're right.
360
Love
over PSV, not for me still.
I don't
Not
think
for me, no.
you guys shouldn't have kids because you're going to have one favourite and the other kid's going to
It's not.
That's the way you do it, though.
Oh, shit.
And that
Not for
kid
me,
will be
yeah.
successful.
To be more objective with 360, I started off this gen with a 360, and I was on that for like 3 years straight. And obviously, party chat was a huge thing that
Of course it is.
PlayStation didn't even consider.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, couldn't do.
Yeah, it couldn't do it.
Because they didn't
It was only
consider
later
actually
on, yeah.
the conception of the console.
Exactly. Later on, once they realised their hardware.
Biggest
couldn't
thing about this
handle it.
console generation is
That was
multiplayer gaming. Xbox does that much
They did it
better.
really well
Xbox
in the
wins.
beginning.
That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did it really well in the beginning. They brought a lot of stuff forward. At first, now online
You can't- if you're talking about
integration, achievements,
platforms,
which I
yeah.
ended up getting hooked on.
Yeah.
So
If you're talking
You
about
hide
it,
it well.
you have to
Yeah.
say platform, not game library.
Yeah.
You've got to give it to
as a
360.
platform, 360 did
Oh,
well.
yeah.
Mike's point as well, like obviously the whole snatch victory, blah blah. But like, coming into this
Yeah, I mean-
generation, Xbox
Underdog,
looked a
it came in
distant
as
I'm
well.
not even
third
underdog, just a non.
because it
Yeah.
did. It still sold.
Cat.
It is bottom of the three, isn't it? When selling, isn't it?
360 is now.
Yeah.
But it's
But
very
the
close.
fact that it's like on like
Marginal.
85 million to PlayStation's 87 or whatever.
Yeah.
However, I
Coming
think
to this gen, it was what 140 against 10.
Yeah,
much as
exactly.
software-
That's what I'm talking
It's,
about.
software
Snatch.
sales.
it's incredible what Xbox have done to
That's
turn
right.
it around.
I
so
don't know the
well.
numbers, but I'd imagine they'd have smashed PS3 on software sales as well.
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
360,
Yeah.
yeah.
Without, and that's probably more important, isn't it?
Yeah, the winner
extra
third
million.
buys.
That's your money.
That's your money.
It's my favourite thing that they did.
They did
is,
dole a lot of money out on.
So obviously the 360's biggest
first one.
achievement was bribing all the bookies
Yeah.
and the retailers to snatch that victory away.
of course,
You know.
No, it was to snatch that exclusive content constantly
And swap
instead of
them
making
out
new
with
and original content.
360 went, what?
Same thing. Really.
There
Instead of
was a
making
ti-
new
there was
original, still, you were just...
Next.
It is crazy. There was a time when Braid and Bioshock
Yeah,
was just
exclusive.
exclusive.
Like we said last time, Fallout 3 and
God, it wasn't
Skyrim
even a
and-
race back then, was
No,
it?
exactly.
People's been
No,
laughing.
it was a race,
at
but it was one of
PlayStation.
those hilarious
Resistance and Motorstorm.
as much as
Halo
I loved
3 as well.
PlayStation, like from 2009
Mass Effect.
until now, it was obviously quite clear quite quickly that Sony was playing catch up with everything Microsoft was doing. And in terms of sales, they might have just eclipsed it now. I don't know. After Black Friday, it might
It's
have
so
gone
strange.
back. But
No, it was Xbox One. We're not talking about 360 or PS.
no, 360 apparently took 66% of the total sales on Black
that was
Friday.
Xbox One.
No, it was 360.
Xbox One had a ridiculous.
Yeah,
It sold incredibly well on Black Friday, but 360 sold more apparently.
I mean, imagine if the 360 had a Blu-ray player.
Good win.
The final one. The game of the generation.
Okay, cool. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Top 5. The 5th game of this generation. Portal 2 is number 5.
Portal 2 is the greatest game of all time.
Why is Portal 2 so low?
It's a damn fun.
I did well. I'll go back through the votes. I'll let you know who
Where
was
did you
there.
vote for it, Chris?
He was
Better
number,
than-
Voted
strong.
Number 1.
I was genuinely laughing at a lot of Portal 2.
See,
Can
number
it get
4.
voted higher? If we carry on this sort of voting
Keep
system.
comparing
Probably
it to
within
one above.
probably in this group, yeah, I reckon so. Unanimously at number 4, it's Uncharted 2.
Unbelievable.
Not unbelievable at all.
Higher than
good.
Portal 2.
That's bullshit.
It's crazy, huh?
Yeah.
How many?
By 1 point.
How many times did you and Mac vote?
7.
I'm assuming that was a question.
7 times.
Yeah.
They said that in small print.
I think I'm being overcritical because of familiarity.
Let's talk about a lot on this.
I'm
show.
being overcritical because Mike collated the votes.
Yes. Yes, he
I've been
did.
That's a good
overcritical
point.
because I've played Uncharted
What's-
2 and Portal 2. And
What's 2?
It's the snow one. It's the snow Uncharted. You've
Oh,
got Tropical
the
Island
game.
Uncharted.
Snow one.
You've got Snow Uncharted. You've got Desert Uncharted.
Train Uncharted.
Yeah.
Untrainted.
I like the train one.
2 is the best one.
Yeah.
By far, yeah.
Tied for 2nd and 3rd. It's Demon Souls and Mass Effect 2.
So hold on, but now
That's a fucking surprise, man.
Demon's Souls is in
Yeah.
the top.
Yes, it is in the top
Wait,
5.
What was that? What was that contempt for?
Man, the
Apologies.
people we are friends with.
I know, but you got a lot. You got the
Demon
you got
Souls.
Chris Evanses. You
Right.
got the Rat. You got the Rathbones. You
What
got
have you got
McNerney's.
against
They all
Demon
put at the
Souls?
top.
yeah, come on, Steve.
So-
Demon Souls is a
I
serious
don't
game.
dislike Demon's Souls.
Yeah.
It's not the 2nd or 3rd best game of this
I
generation.
don't know.
It
It's
wasn't
got to be
mine,
up
mate.
there. It's got to be up
I
there.
don't know.
It's
Have
high.
you, have you
For
heard
me,
the
it
way?
was number 2.
Have you heard the way people talk about Demon Souls and
Yeah,
Dark
it's
Souls?
insane.
It's
Have
high.
you heard
man.
the sort of the love and respect that people talk about that franchise?
Amazing.
No, well, it's like,
No, I haven't.
where do you spend your time, Steve? Well, Mass Effect forums.
Clearly. And that's why I'm voting Mass Effect 2.
Like an anti-Demon Souls forums as well. It's those two. Those
I'm
two
upset
that
for
are flipped
BioWare
between.
that they have not been able to claim the
triple
triple gold.
crown.
They've fallen
You
short.
said it was going to be predictable, and now, now there's been a swerve. You're like,
It's pretty close.
I'm not happy about this.
No one likes
He's
to
got
be
money down on it. That's why.
unpredicted, do they?
I mean, I vote Mass Effect 2. I think Demon Souls, I love and appreciate everything it did, but as a game, it kicked my ass backwards and forwards. And Mass Effect 2 really surprised me.
I'm
It was
exactly
so
the
good.
same, but I'm not saying Demon Souls because it was hard. 'Cause I like hard. I like hard.
No, I
things.
liked it a lot, but it punished me and made me feel bad
Sorry,
about
I'm laughing
myself.
at it.
I love Demon Souls because
Being gay.
it had like an old-fashioned sort of feel. It's trying to
Oh,
revive the old
A nice
sort
old
of
fashioned.
nostalgia thing.
A nice
Nice
old-fashioned.
old-fashioned. So, like for instance, you think of like a boss in a video game, you tend to think, all right, I've learned X number of tricks or whatever on this level, so hopefully the boss is going to do something to do with
How am I going
that.
to battle this pile of slugs?
Well, that as well. That was only the first one.
I mean,
Still killed me. Still
Just
killed
a
me.
huge pile of slugs with shields.
Mass Effect is good because it's like in space.
Nailed it.
Well
Dead
said.
Souls is good because
Souls.
it's like swords and
Leave
things.
it. Yeah.
Joy Division.
So,
Demon Souls,
But what's better, swords or space?
Dark Souls, Demon
Well,
Souls.
space.
So the thing I love, especially like when it came to like boss fights and stuff, usually in games now you think, oh, I've got a boss fight, okay, big deal. But when it came to Demon Souls, when you reach that fog gate, you're like, oh fuck, what's this
Yeah,
gonna bring?
Yeah, no idea.
Like you started to, put the word boss with, something insanely tough
yeah,
to get
it's
past.
true.
And anytime
Did a
you'd
lot.
beat a boss, it was so satisfying, and you got the trophy for it. It's like it felt like an actual trophy.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah, that is amazing. It's a bronze, but to me, it's a gold. It's just,
Well, compared to some games. Yeah,
That's it.
exactly.
There's less of the trophies, it's more that you
And
got
that's
like
good.
a nice thing to make a nice weapon with in
Yeah.
the game.
That as
You
well.
get the
That's a
old
big-
black hole.
exactly. It encouraged you to explore a bit more, find
Yeah.
rare materials, and
Oh, I did that.
the online community was
great.
amazing.
Mm.
Yeah.
The whole online integration was seamless as well. It was seamless in terms you could see who was playing, what
It
they were
was-
doing.
If you could understand
it
it,
was
which I never
limited.
still don't.
It was easy.
Still don't.
I'd have
Easy to
preferred to
follow.
be able to play that with someone of my choice, and you couldn't really. You could sort of do it if you had patience, but
Yeah.
you couldn't really do it.
But kind of like
They
Journey,
really-
if you'd be able to pick your partner, it would have kind of
They
ruined
really
the
broke
effect
that in
of
Dark
it.
Souls as well.
Yes and no. I know what you're saying,
Yeah.
but I would have liked the opportunity to be able
Sure,
to play
like
with
the
someone I
option.
wanted
It's
to.
like, with everything, just give people the option.
Sure.
I know it's, for some things, it's a lot of extra
Yeah.
The thing is, though,
development time,
most of the time, sorry.
But what can we say about Mass Effect 2 that we haven't already?
No,
I mean, we've got to
yeah,
move on.
brilliant.
We're coming up with 3
Yeah,
out.
yeah. So, Space, Mass Effect 2,
Mass Effect 2.
Mass Effect 2.
Of course.
Demon Souls.
Demon Souls.
Not taking any away from Demons and Dark Souls, I've got to give it to Mass Effect 2.
I don't need to vote.
But you do, because we like to know.
Still,
I
still,
don't need to vote.
Mass Effect 2.
Okay.
You Russell
Strong.
Brand.
There you go.
And number 1,
Tetris.
defining the generation, is Tetris Extreme. Of course it's not.
Rock Band 2.
Oh, if only. It's Bioshock 1.
Yay! Good boss at the end.
Yeah.
Defining the bad bosses of this generation.
For me, and I'm sure Chris will go, it's not even the best game in its own franchise.
Yeah.
Well, but that's
Yeah,
fine.
winning
But
with disagree.
that's. But I've always said to you a few times, Infinite. You know, it fed off Bioshock 1 and I love them both together as a companion
It's just
piece.
the
They're
generation.
amazing.
It's just
Bioshock.
it's the Bioshock generation. Check out those bookends.
Started,
Bioshock,
yeah, exactly.
Bioshock and Infinite. Yeah.
Bioshock is 80% of a fantastic game and 20% rubbish.
I'd say
It's like
90%.
chronological as well. You know, it's
a bit of-
it's more than just
Big
the ending
Daddy.
though. It's like the last 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah.
No, I like that ending. I love the ending being Big Daddy.
The whole Big Daddy
No,
thing.
you
I
don't
like
become
it.
Big Daddy. It doesn't mean anything at the end because they build
You
it up
get
to
a
being
narrowed vision with that helmet.
Yeah, but and then whatever ending you get, there's no impact from it. There's no impact from
I
you
agree,
being the Big
I
Daddy.
agree.
They make a big deal about you.
But then you
changing
look
it
at how in
being
Infinite
impact.
they made up for the ending just
But-
tenfold. Like
We're also looking at it. I mean, even though you may have felt like that at the time, we're looking at it now at the end of the generation where we've actually come a long way. And when you play that game now, it's the Big Daddy bit, but the final boss, it seems like an old game.
Yeah.
So it's still
It did then.
because it was the
It
start,
did then, you're
because
right.
it was so early in this generation. It still suffers from a lot of 6th generation gaming tropes, right?
Yeah, but it looked, that boss seemed
Yeah.
old and tacked on then.
I'm Atlas.
I am Bioshock.
But it-
we
it-
meet at
But it
last.
defined Mass Effect and Arkham Asylum and Arkham City's ending.
It even had like 3
Arkham
different
Asylum.
coloured powers and
No,
everything.
it's
Yeah,
insane.
what do you have like lightning, ice, and fire?
It
or-
was
Yeah.
every awful cliche you could
When
think
you
of.
think
in a
about you
boss.
think about how much you think about them sitting around and being so intelligent about the philosophy behind the game
Slide.
and the breakdown of society, and they get then like generic boss, okay, generic boss. It's just
Yeah, whereas
it's so funny.
Whereas
thinking these
conversely,
people
are complaining about how much violence there is in Infinite, but get over it. It actually completely suits the surroundings and your
Yeah.
character. So it's
yeah, and it
actually
flips the
perfectly
way, and then
fitting.
it ends very
Yeah.
cerebral. It ends very kind of like.
Just one our game of the generation.
Sorry, yeah.
So,
Yeah, the last part.
the Big Daddies are
Yeah.
probably the most iconic enemies of the last
generation.
7
Yeah,
years.
of course.
They're
Yeah.
absolutely brilliant.
Rapture itself.
I'm lonely. I'm lonely.
Yeah, that game is
How
genuinely
you fight them, what they mean in the game. In
right?
fact, they're part of the world, kind of like in Infinite and that game. That everything in the game is so part of it. Like they're not.
Do you know what though?
They do stuff in that game, which is why Barrett is.
Yeah.
Kind of like that in a way.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
like-
that's how I would treat
The
it.
only way to make that ending worse is if you did what I did when you played the game. And early on, I was like, I'll try killing one of the little sisters just to see what happens. And so I got the shit. There's 3 endings, isn't there?
Yeah.
There's the good ending, the bad ending, and the crappy middle ending, which is like the bad ending, but no, sorry, the good ending, but
a little bit
ticked off
darker.
a bit.
Yeah.
And that's what I got. So not only did I have all the crap of the final boss,
Mediocre
I also
ending.
got some boring, mediocre ending. Where I didn't quite save the day, and I didn't quite
Didn't nuke
torture
the
all
whole
of the
place.
little sisters. I just, yeah.
There, you know, will always stick with
And
me.
only
though,
because I
is-
just thought, well, let's see what happens when you kill one of them.
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
but
maybe,
that's-
but then maybe you deserve to be punished for killing a child.
I think so. That's a little bit of a flippant way to look at a child's life.
The thing that always will
No,
stick with me
like-
is it will be.
She had a slug in her.
I made that accidentally.
slugging it.
It was the same button as reload.
Right.
So I approached her as I was reloading,
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
instantly killed her. I was like,
I did that later on.
You're on
Game
that.
should reload it.
That
it was so annoying.
I
I was like, you prick.
The things,
Reload.
the things that will, the
Never
the
reload.
moment in the game that always stick with me, and it happens a fair bit, is when you choose to save a little sister, and you pick her up, and the strings kick in, they're all violin string, and you put your hand to her to heal her, and she goes,
She seems
no,
so happy,
no,
doesn't she?
no, no, and then you heal her, and then the music then calms and swells, and she walks off, and it's just.
You remember that trailer before Bioshock came out, and it showed
I never
how
saw that trailer before
aggressive
it came out.
the main character was, like towards the little sister, trying to pull her out of the little hole in the wall and shit.
Is that when you get a Big
You get a
Daddy
drill
drill
straight
your
through.
hand?
Yeah. So when he was being really aggressive, I was thinking, oh man, if I kill her, he's going to be a real douchebag with her, isn't
And
he?
this
But I
just
was like,
dissolves, doesn't she?
but then when I did that accidentally, I was like, okay, well I get to see how gruesome he is, and it's
Hey,
so tame.
Killing that child was easy.
Yeah.
Screen kind of wipes out, doesn't it?
Eat
And
a
that's
slug.
it, and you're like, ah.
I agree,
Okay.
but
Again, this is kind of a criticism of the game, but it feels like it should have just. The only option was to save them.
'Cause you've
When
got
you
more
save,
rewards
she's
to
like,
save
she's
them.
like, if you kill them all, you'll get
You get more Adam.
more Adam.
But
But,
the more
then
you
if you
save,
save
you
them, then
get
they're
extra
like,
it's a short-term booster.
Yeah.
It's one of those unfortunate things though, where it presents as like a proper moral choice, but there's just one answer. Really.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
looking forward to more morally ambiguous games in this generation.
Which that
Yeah.
certainly
More
isn't.
like, yeah, exactly.
The-
Yeah, less of a press Y for good, press X for
Yeah.
bad.
The,
that's
more, yeah.
The moral choices for
Bad.
that is kind of like the test of telling a kid, here's a fruit pastel now. If you don't eat it for 20 minutes, we'll give you 2. If you eat it now, you'll get 1. That's pretty much it with the little.
I'll kill the child.
Kill the child then now to
Yeah.
get some Adam.
Because of the overarching story of the Bioshock series, I now can never think of Bioshock 1 without thinking of Infinite, though. So
Yeah.
I'm so happy that this is it, because
Together.
even though it's not Infinite, even though it's not the Bioshock series, it's Bioshock. And that name now means
A lot.
so much more. Oh my god, like, you know, we can laugh at the boss. Bioshock 1's lasting impression is, like, it still felt almost as impactfully today, right?
See, this is different to me because I didn't play Infinite. I have not played Infinite yet.
It's interesting.
Well,
I might try
very
and play it
much
over the.
worth it.
if you
over
didn't
the
like
festive
Last of
period.
Us, you're going to love Infinite.
I mean, no. It's
Are
not
we
like-
gonna see more
I
Bioshock?
never said I didn't like Last of Us. Just that I was bored initially.
Me too,
I
man.
appreciated what was good about it, but
Yeah.
I was bored initially.
And we're not the only ones, so that's quite good, because I thought there was something wrong with me. But again, I've not played much. I need to play more, and I will.
Yes, what was Bioshock?
balance,
I will. Like, if
I
I'm
borrow Infinite.
It's
It won the VGX, wasn't it? Game of the Year?
no GTA 5 one.
Did
Of
it?
course.
Boring.
Is there
But
going
Naughty
to
Dog
be
won.
more
Boring.
Bioshock?
I don't understand this GTA because Steve was like, "Oh, Mike's a little bit."
It's because it's predictable.
Yeah, it's the Michael Power against
No,
the grain thing.
I felt very
Big Rockstar fan, and then GTA
Yeah,
5's
but that-
doing well,
yeah.
and then you're the.
But that's it,
Stop
isn't it?
doing that! You
No,
promised
but-
to leave all this behind in the
No,
last
but
gen.
that's
And fair
fanboyism.
enough. No, but it's all tied in together.
No, but the thing is, it's about that element of being so excited about something. And Last of Us was similar,
suppose,
and
yeah.
Skyrim, and these games that are clearly incredible
Yeah,
and
yeah.
mind blowing, but for me, just didn't
Because
pull me in as
yeah.
much as the previous games.
And here's the thing, because I
That's-
wasn't looking forward to Infinite as much as I
Sure.
ended up enjoying it. So it's all about expectations.
That's it.
It's all about
Absolutely.
expectations.
Absolutely.
quick.
No,
And
it's-
Bioshock for me had no expectation when it came out.
So really, what you want to do is do a trilogy with a shit second game,
course
which
you
still
do.
sells brilliantly,
Yeah.
and then a third game which is fantastic, which is then lauded
It's kind of Bioshock.
because
That is
it's
exactly what Bioshock
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
Did a great one, had a and then went ooh at the end.
So we've cracked
Just make
it.
sure
We've cracked how
it's
to
a
make a
different
trilogy.
developer, so
Yeah, they
you
go-
can
yeah, exactly, yeah.
say no, it's
It
not
was
us.
no
Shift to blame.
Awesome. Bioshock, love it.
And that is it for Ready Game Fire episode 51 : Merry Game Fire for Generations. Thanks for listening to us for over 50 podcasts. We've very much
Many.
appreciated it, and I'd like to extend my thanks to you guys. I've had a bit of a naff year as well, so it's been good that you guys have stuck by me and stuck by the podcast. Thank you very much for all your continued time, support, and I can't thank you enough, really.
No, thanks
Pleasure
for
being
doing
here, as
it.
always.
Always a pleasure.
Knocking
And
them out all the
I love the Christmas podcast, and
Yo.
it's good to share with you guys. Maybe
It's good to share it with you.
You know, I mean, if
Mackin is empty.
we need to do next year's on Christmas Day, I think.
Bold. I like it.
Commitment.
Maybe
With
Boxing
like,
Day.
we'll bring and everyone can bring their favourite family member with them.
And we
Yeah.
can all
Come on,
play
Uncle.
the game then.
I'll bring your.
Where are we going?
I'll bring your mother.
But like I said earlier on, please rate, review, and subscribe to us on iTunes. Please like, comment, and subscribe to us on YouTube. If you want to email us, it's contact@readygamefire.co.uk, and we're on Facebook and Twitter at ReadyGameFire. It's goodbye from me, Chris Fox. Goodbye from Stuart Fenn.
Goodbye.
Goodbye from Mike Power.
No, 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 no.
Goodbye from Steve Edwards.
Goodbye.
And goodbye from James McNerney.
See ya.
Merry Game Fire to all, and to all a good night.
Ring it fire.